It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts.
You know that Smackdown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
What's the point?
the point of Smackdown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me have my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye. Boom.
You gotta run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we just secured the bag.
But like, you gotta promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. You'll be live like my favorite movie. Smackdown. So great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
the best guys, Tony Khan.
To keep themselves safe.
I'd be remiss for my friend if I didn't ask you about Fallen Angel.
So the Fallen Angel is a performer named Chris Daniels, and Chicago guy.
Yeah.
And was brought out to Los Angeles, and he had the daunting task of taking someone like me who couldn't move and trying to teach them the basics,
how to move,
the basics of the business.
It's back up, bitch. I'm a pop star. I'm a pop bad ones. If you wanna ride, hot Bugatti fame on. I ain't gotta try. Pack it up and move on. Hunter on the rise, loading up a bow gun. You can see me in the streets with my rays on. I'd be like, dating ain't for me, but he's handsome. How do you see a couple guys at the same time? I've been trying to figure out the name of my star sign. I feel it in the beat like, wow. Do you wanna hang out? No. You can catch me at the basement show, like a Malo when I say so. So I'm a pop star, I'm a pop bad ones. If you wanna ride, hot Bugatti fame on. I ain't gotta try. Pack it up and move on. Hunter on the rise, loading up a bow gun. I don't play guitar, music on my PC, hands above the bars. Good to be alive, 300 in the bag. Never trust no one. I'll be on the rise, fire like napalm. You can watch me go to space, but you can't come. I'd be like living for the gram and the income. How do you know a thing about what it feels like? I've been out you looking this good with my hands tied. I'll take you there. I'll get my bag. I'll take your man. Watch this space, hun.
OMG.
Damn. I'm looking back better in a lamb. You know my PPL is French. Talk to the hand. I'll rat you out and send your asses to Japan. I'm a pop star. I'm a pop that ones. If you wanna ride, hot Bugatti Veyron. I ain't gotta try. Pack it up and move on. Hunter on the rise. Loading up a bow gun. I don't play guitar. Music on my PC. Hands above the bars. Good to be alive. 300 in the bag. Never trust no one. I be on the rise. Fire like napalm.
Come on, Macho Man. You can always get out of the ring, but The Rock is extreme because there's nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go?
Not the cage!
Oh, yeah! Landslide! Falling rock! Yeah! Meet the North Face!
What do you do for beefy, spicy, extreme excitement?
Say it! Say it!
Snap it to a Slim Jim!
It's Nikita Lyons, baby. Yeah. I put the pop in, pop star. Past few years, I flopped hard. I'm a whole different cat now. Big raw since we last fought, been through the ringer. Oh, Lord. Lash, you been doing legendary lately. I see when I was up while you hated me. I was in your way. Lashes on your face. No Cena couldn't see me. Had to premeditate. I was going on back now. I'ma eat you up and spit you out. I was coming back now. You're still out with that big mouth, wow. Won't lie, you bad, but let's run the back. Remember how I sat on you in my lap. Don't be acting mad when I'm up again. Like old times, girl, you were just a vet. I talk to the trees about you. I'm an itchy goddess, won't be modest, I'm the lioness. Told your man not to play about you, but he know what's good, who really runs this, boo. Said I was going back now. Been touching grass, now I'm ready to pounce. Fully ready to bounce. Big cat on you with a ground and pound, yeah. Let's run it.
I look and see, it's not just me.
Jeff, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see, it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown, I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense, but it makes.
Well, yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes! I look and see, it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see, it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth dog wild. Living it wild. Yeah!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We don't want to make false accusations here on the program, Brian. We do not want to accuse people of behavior, either unsavory behavior, possibly criminal behavior, certainly behavior that shouldn't be imitated. We don't want to do that if they're not guilty of it.
If you want outlaw but shows, you know just where to go, Tony Khan.
And a Game 6 is far more likely than a Game 7. And actually, there was only a 28.1%
Well,
chance.
it's kind of shot out, got diarrhea of the mouth, Tony Khan.
So, but the series was going on, 28.1% chance. So about
He just lies and he cries, might be high on cocaine.
People on Twitter are calling Tony Khan either Tony Yayo, the cocaine cowboy, or Herb Abrams Jr.
I don't think it was Coke, but let's go back to this.
If you love New Japan, there's no bigger fan than Tony Khan.
Whoa. That person's Adam Cole, baby.
MJF got smart, called him a
fucking Mark.
Tony
I'm not
Khan.
going to cover that one right now. Thanks, Nick. Do you have another question you want to ask?
He ain't right, might be high on the cocaine.
Every All Out's been higher the year before. Every Full Gear's been higher than the year before. Every Revolution.
Lots of things are higher than they were.
Well, he likes acrobats, he wants him only left, Tony Khan.
Do you guys have Chris?
If you just don't know what the hell's going on with Jericho, Tony Khan.
You're a wizard, Jerry.
He ain't right, he can't ride unless he's high on cocaine.
There's an epidemic affecting thousands of young Canadians, a condition scientists are calling the munchies. I'm World Wrestling Federation superstar Chris Jericho, and I've joined forces with Taco Bell to fight this hunger. You can join our tag team. By making a donation of only $3.99, you'll receive 3 Taco Supremes and a drink. Act now, and together we can help young people like Todd pummel the munchies. Why not buy this official WWF poster only at Taco Bell?
What's your next desire? Big flow.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Beef, spice, beef, spice. Need a little excitement? Step into a Slim Jim!
Wow, Kurt Angle. Keep the change. Thanks. Whoa, what's gotten into this pizza? Hey, come on. They square off. Tomato drop kicks. Pepper scoops him into an airplane spin. Big slap. Pizza outlet. The taste that screams fresh. Oh, man, that was beautiful.
Shocked. Please give a warm welcome to Nikki and Electra.
Hi.
What happened that fateful day when backyard wrestling violently entered your life?
Well, we were working the VIP room and making hella cash. When, some backyard wrestlers started fighting at the club. They totally wrecked it. Those wrestlers are hardcore and stuff. They were amazing. Our bouncer, Big Vito, was so hella aggro at them. They totally harshed his mellow for shizzle.
What? We're talking about the phenomenon of backyard wrestling today, and I'm shocked at how many people's lives it's had an impact on. This is a wildfire burning through our youth's moral fiber. Our next guest knows when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. So it's either a stalker or the one and only Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho! Oh, Santa. Mr. Claus, please think of the children.
Merry Christmas, kids. Oh, who wants the present?
Oh, this is a disgrace. I just can't do this. I'll bet a lot of you are assuming things about these backyard wrestlers, that they're poor or underprivileged. You know what happens when you assume, right? Right? Please welcome to the show, Dr. Mike Fleming.
Ooh, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show Saturday. Yeah, I feel like we're a little early, no? But we had to hop on early before SNME. Yeah. I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks. Joining me today are my goodness, we are just a mess over here today. Okay. Joining me today on the show are the Old Horsemen. Okay, a panel I've assembled for this retro throwback SNME. I thought, hey, why don't I get some old retro throwback gentlemen to join me on the show today? And they will do that in just a moment or two or three or four, depending. And yeah, we're here. We made it. Saturday night's main event goes down tonight. Guys, tomorrow I will also be live for Double or Nothing and Battleground head-to-head, and I will be watching both. And I will have screens side by side, and we will be calling the action and talking about what's better. And polls will be furiously going off. If you are here on YouTube, youtube.com/ sorry about the super long intro, too. I was just getting ready. You know what I mean? youtube.com / at prowrestletimes, at prowrestleclips. Go watch there, vote in the polls, where I think I asked, is it a flop or is it an L? Not a flop, I guess. Is it an L for WWE to have moved WrestleMania to Las Vegas again out of nowhere from New Orleans? So we're going to get into all of that. And, we're going to talk about hot news and preview SNME before we get into things, or I guess the show itself. And we're going to do a watch along. So I'm going to check in with chat. I need to give my Saturday night's main event picks. I also wanted to talk about Smackdown. I guess I could do a super quick review of Smackdown, which I will do, just like a super quick freestyle one just to catch us up, right? Because some of it pertains to what's going on tonight. And a lot of people are boo-booing on this Smackdown. And yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to let you guys know who I actually think is going to win these matches here tonight. And then, yeah, we're going to watch the damn thing and hopefully it goes off. I mean, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not going to lie. It is just a Saturday night's main event. Just here you go. A bunch of main event type matches, if you will. I'll give my picks in a moment. I guess you guys can try and pick against me. 5 matches, 2 hours. So the perfect amount, I would say, right? Any more than 4 or 5, I think would be too much for just a 2-hour with commercial break window. And yeah, I'm looking forward to one match in particular for sure. And yeah, we'll get into that. What else, man? If there's time, if like during commercials we're like, oh, what are we gonna do? Maybe we'll jump in and just talk about other news. You guys know how we do. So I have stuff in the works. If not, though, I'm gonna be on like an hour before the PLEs start tomorrow, and I'm gonna be doing AEW focused news, okay? Before Double or Nothing. So tonight will be mostly WWE stuff, unless something super pressing comes up where we're like, holy shit. You know, I had a day off yesterday. I slugged a bunch of brews back. It was awesome. And I just chilled out, man. I ate some ice cream. It was good shit, pal. And yeah, I'm ready for some graps today. I watched TNA Under Siege and I watched Smackdown. And Under Siege was a decent show as well, I suppose, you know, for what it was. And yeah, there's just a lot of sicko meltdown about TNA. You notice, like, TNA can't do anything without sickos just getting mad at them. Like literally just before I jumped on the air, this guy whose name is like Blue Sky Lover or something, Blue Sky Updates or something. And then they're like, well, Phil, since you're so obsessed with AEW ratings, it's like, I don't even like go over the quarter hours all the time. It's just when other people obsess over them, we have to talk about these things objectively, right? So a lot of people are just angry whenever TNA does a good show. Why? Because they're associated with Le Federales. You know, but it's funny, these same people like will blow Stardom and they don't realize like Stardom's, you know, might be on the fence here with AEW. You guys can understand that, right? Anyways, so SmackDown went down and we will head over to Bleacher Report. Well, actually here, joining me on the show here, and let me check in with chat as well. So joining me on the show, as over 200 people are watching, is the top mod of the top pod, George Captures here, ladies and gentlemen. Where's my fucking round of applause? George.
I get. Thank you.
We can't do a Saturday night's retro style main event without vintage George Capture here.
I'm just happy to not to be the youngest person in the room right now.
Okay.
Because Bottles is older than me, right?
Yeah, well, he'll be him, and we have Bottles and Dose and possibly a Wild Don Wayne appearing tonight throughout the evening. So you guys just stay locked in. I believe closer to when the show begins here, because no one wants to sit here while I babble. Let's be honest, unless you're the PWT universe.
Yeah, go Oilers.
Yeah, you're converted now or what?
Yeah, besides Buffalo, I have nobody else to root for. I'm sorry, I got to pick a team.
Yeah,
so.
I watched the hockey game too. Yeah, it was really fun. But so we head over here. Are you guys ready? I'm going to play a breaking news, I guess, and we're going to review Smackdown. I don't know why that gets a breaking news, you know? But yeah, the highlights of the night, we'll just run through it, okay, quickly, just what this guy's written down. Charlotte Flair versus Julia versus Zelina Vega. Okay, so Julia, the main roster is still learning who she is. All of her music, her mannerisms, her moveset, these things aren't over yet with the main roster crowd entirely. And they will over time. She got fast-tracked to the main roster because she's a good hand. And I don't know, man. If they think they're going to push Lyra based off of, like, here's her wrestling skills and shit, then Julia, they're going to be able to do the same thing with the U.S. title, at least in my estimation. But this triple threat was what it was. I fucking hate that Zelina Vega is the U.S. champion and is just like in a triple threat match. Her U.S. title means, oh, I got a shot at Money in the Bank now. It's just such ass. I hate how the women's tag division is just nothing. And I don't like the way some of these women wrestlers are being booked. I would just say that way. We did get some good tag action with the Secret Hervis, but and I'm not one of these white knights like women's wrestling needs to be. It's not that. It's just, dude, you guys know, if you listen to the show, I'm a huge proponent of like, let's beef up this women's tag division, and I'm a big Julia fan. But people were shitting on her performance. I don't know why, oh, the crowd didn't react. Yeah, they were kind of quiet. Like it wasn't the hypest crowd of all time. And they were quiet for like a lot of Chris Sabin's match and shit too. And yeah, I don't know. I just think Zelina Vega is the U.S. champ. Why is she fighting in I need to earn my spot in this Money in the Bank to go challenge for what? It's any title is sort of what they've established, or what they're starting to establish now in WWE as well. If you listen to sort of what's being subtly said between characters on the show, they're sort of implying that the Money in the Bank could be used to like go after the tag belts if you wanted them, the way people talk about them. And I'm not saying that's going to happen like right away, but it feels like they're sort of pushing the Money in the Bank in that direction, which, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm like indifferent towards that. I mean, I guess when you have such a bloated roster and so many belts, maybe it makes more sense to have the Money in the Bank like capable of challenging for any title. Charlotte challenged for the NXT title. People can say that's a world title. I would agree. It's more of a regional title, I would say, but it's to quote Bubba. But jokes aside, the point I'm making here is that the U.S. title in the women's division just means, oh, you got a shot at the fucking U.S. title, or you get a shot at the the Money in the Bank, right? Or you get a shot in the Elimination Chamber. Same with the tag titles. The tag titles are like, oh, you win those, and then you get a shot at the IC title. Or you win the IC title, you get a shot at the tag belts, and you get a shot at Money. It's just like a placeholder thing that doesn't really matter. Some of these triple threat matches could have just been like one-on-one matches where just all three of the people, like, would any of you be mad if like Natty was in the Money in the Bank? I wouldn't be. So I'm spending a lot of time on this, much more than I thought, but yeah, Zelina was so, especially if she wasn't going to win this, it's so pointless. And then they booked Jacob Fatu as well in the same shit. He's in like a qualifier, and
yeah, it didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, George? Like, you could just fucking build up an opponent for him. Like, what are we doing, man? Come on. He doesn't, this Money in the Bank side quest shit, no one needs that. And I also get it, like, well, you're ranked or you're seated high, and it's like a league. So it's just like, oh, well, he's up there, so they want to give him a shot. Like, you could make that argument, right? But at the same token, no. You know what I mean? Like, fucking no, dude. Divisions should be more established, and Money in the Bank is like, Money in the Bank is always like a wild card, dude, because you'd have like Kane versus Jericho versus old Ric Flair versus Shelton Benjamin versus Rey Mysterio versus Miz or like Zack Ryder, and you don't know which of those 8. You're genuinely like, I have no clue any of these dudes who could win this right now, and it's like a wild card. And if, let's say, this guy wins it, oh, so that means WWE is going to pull the trigger on him or whatever. Now it's just sort of like, I don't fucking know. I'm not even shitting on like the whole build to the Money in the Bank. I actually kind of like it. I like the graphics and everything. I'm okay with like, hey, triple threats or like a semi-tournament to have or like a round robin to get people in. However you want to establish how people get in. But when you just won the U.S. title, like Jacob, why would Money in the Bank even be on your radar? And why would the GMs book that. That to me, I just don't like it. I don't know. I'm harping on this so much.
No, I'm with you 100% too, buddy.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Good. Because like I don't want to seem sour grape. Oh, you're just an e-drone, you know, George. I'm just an e-drone over here.
That's what they tell me.
P-drones in the chat. Am I an e-drone? So Chris Sabin took on Tommaso Ciampa. The crowd was just dead for this match. I'm just not super into Ciampa. I need a sip of beer here. Give me a second. Oh yeah, it's a sunny day. Need some beer. What? So I'm not really into DIY. Candice LeRae teams up with them again. Sweet, I guess. You know. Secret Hervis versus Meechin and BFAB. Cool. I like these teams. Whatever match. I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm just trying to breeze through this here. I don't need to dwell on anything too much. I think Chelsea Green should win Money in the Bank. That's who I would go with. Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo took on Jey Uso and Rey Fenix. Now, this match was fun. It felt so AEW-ish, though. Like Jeff Cobb in a team with a random dude against, you know, because it's kind of random that he's even really with the bloodline, to be honest. And then versus Rey Fenix with a random dude, you know. Not that Jey Uso's random, but it's like just a random partner for him, kind of. But I get it, they're baby faces, whatever. I don't know. It just felt AEW-ish. I like that Cobb was in a singlet. He hit that Tour of the Isles move. Everyone pops for that. Like it just looks cool. It looks cool on television. And they were doing really cool production with like Jacob and Rey Fenix, and Jacob's doing all these like cruiserweight spots with Phoenix, and you're like, can he do this? Like, how is he capable of doing that? Even Cobb's impressive. He'll do a fucking standing moonsault, but it's just different about Fatu. He's like floating, you know, he's like a human nimbus cloud, right? He's like puffy a little bit, but he can just float around like nothing. So yeah, I love that dude. And there were some cool spots and shit, and it was a fun TV tag match on one of those. R-Truth cut a great promo on John Cena, and again, when people were whatting him, he leaned into it, then made it so, and then like turned them so they didn't want to do it to him. You guys know what I mean? That's how you handle what chance. You don't complain about them on Twitter. You fucking do what Truth does, okay? Like a consummate professional through and through. And then you have LA Knight versus Aleister Black versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And Knight gets the win. Now, Nakamura took the pin. Black looked impressive. Again, it was just so he doesn't get, because you kind of knew what's going to happen. Like, LA Knight isn't going to lose. But, like, so it's either Malachi or LA Knight. That's the way it just sort of seems. But, like, Malachi ain't going to lose either. So Shinsuke's in there to take the fall. That's why they had all these triple threats is the problem. It was to try and keep everybody strong, you know? And I don't like that shit. Sometimes people just got to take L's. And I know wins and losses matter. I'll never say they don't. But I think, for instance, Rhea beating Kyrie after Zoe got hurt was way more meaningful to like Money in the Bank and shit than just if Zoe took the pin, you know? She's there to like eat an elbow, then get thrown out of the ring so that Rhea can just pin her. Because I swear they've done that finish like twice now, where someone hits the finish and then someone gets thrown out and then someone else covers. Maybe I'm being too am I being too shitty towards the WWE here, George, or is this fair?
No, I was just going to ask you, do you think they're kind of taking it like in cruise control for a while here until they get the SummerSlam build up?
Yeah.
Since Mania, it's been kind of blue.
Well, I'll get into that in a moment. We have Johnny Bottles here waiting in the works, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Bottles from the Squared Circle Maniacs at SC Maniacs is in this bitch. Am I being too harsh on WWE here, Johnny Bottles?
No, we talked about that on our show. Don and I did last week and this past week, Thursday, about how it seems like it's, I don't know, man. It just seems like it's blah. I mean, you have a nugget here and there, a great moment or two throughout each show, but it's, I think we're spoiled. I think we're spoiled to when Triple H, his booking first kicked in, it was just breakneck, you know, push these guys. Don't push that guy. Let's weed people out. Let's push these talented people. Let's have some great matches. Let's cut down the pay-per-view cards. 5, 6 matches. We don't need to have a 12-match pay-per-view card. I think we're spoiled, and we expect more from what's going on right now. And by saying they're on cruise control, I think that's partially right. They are on cruise control. Their number one baby face is taking a break right now, which I think he's going to return tonight. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes.
Dude, I think that, but yeah, before I put a tweet out just saying, listen, there's ebbs and flows, and we, because of social media, we expect all this shit all the time at once. We expect like every show has to be like this. Dave Meltzer watching Ospreay match, like every show's got to be like that, and we expect too much. And social media makes you feel like this stuff's happening all at once, but it isn't. We're not even a month away. I think what day was WrestleMania on again? Was it the
20th and 21st or something?
There you go. So we're just over a month from WrestleMania. Really think about it. It can't all be like Mania the whole time. And some people might say Mania was a little underwhelming. But again, they're comparing it to the Mania before that was so chaotic where it's like hard to even replicate chaos like that, And yeah, I just think that there needs to be ebbs and flows, and they're going to ramp it up as we get into SummerSlam. Like, you can't do everything all at once. You got to kind of now that's not an excuse for like fucking up the women's tag division, in my opinion. Like, that's been a long time coming. Like, that's like a year of decisions now. But yeah, either way, and that doesn't excuse like placeholder fucking champions win belts and then they get shots at Elimination Chamber or the Money in the Bank or whatever. But it just seems like, yeah, they're kind of coasting, and they're really set on this idea of like TV roster, PLE roster, and they overlap with guys you're trying to smash over. But there's some people having a lot of matches, and then some people like just only cutting promos all the time. And I think people are starting to kind of catch on to that. Maybe that's an overanalyzation, but anyways, yeah, who got the win? LA Knights. So that's all good. What else? We had Fraxium versus the Street Profits. It was a no contest because the Wyatt 6 come out on Bray Wyatt's birthday, and they beat the shit out of everybody, including Candice LeRae. And that's why she got with DIY tonight, so that Nikki Cross had someone that she could beat up. And what did you all think of this Bray Wyatt return thing? I want your guys' thoughts, because like I'm curious to know what you guys thought. John, you can go ahead. And then George, I want you to just go after him, but I'll reserve mine for the end here.
I think that it was very underwhelming. It's a nice touch that they paid homage to Bray Wyatt on his birthday. His brother did. And but we've seen this all before. The lights go out, they come in, they run roughshod over whoever's nearby. And then what? When the lights go back out again, what do you got? You got nothing. It's just so someone said it's a group of jobbers, essentially, that got together as a collective, and they're following a cult leader in Uncle Howdy, and that's what you've got here. They haven't done anything with him for 6-7 months, and now we're supposed to care about them that they're back. It was a great pop for the live crowd. I mean, it's a good spectacle to see, but I'm withdrawing all judgment until I see a feud down the road. Then when they go over the tag belts, they go after the Street Profits, which I hope they do. I hope one of those guys goes after a U.S. title or an Intercontinental title or somewhere along the lines. What brand are they supposed to be on now? They're supposed to be on SmackDown exclusively?
Yeah,
now?
they
I
are.
don't even know.
They are SmackDown. They like officially were moved there a while back. George, what were your thoughts? Like, what did you think?
I knew when it was Bray Wyatt's birthday that they were going to be coming back. So that made sense. But
yeah,
Johnny said, we haven't seen a thing. Have they even been in a match? Maybe one or two?
I think like one or two. Yeah. Pardon me.
Like Johnny said, and then what?
I think
we haven't had the then what yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, so this is like the third. I appreciated this. I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan, man. Like I always was, I always will be a Wyatt family mark. and the Wyatt 6 is cool. I really enjoyed and defended like their original debut.
But you see, when Vince was in power and they brought in the Wyatt family, you saw a reporter, a cameraman go to a backwoods shack where these three guys were just walking around, and one guy was chanting, one guy looked like he was having a seizure.
Yeah.
And you've got the feel for these guys came stinking out of a backwoods shack in the bowels of Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's where they came from, where the Florida Everglades, killing gators and roasting them over for fire. That's the vibe you got. They haven't done anything like that with these guys.
Here's the thing. Yeah, we've seen a bit of it when they were doing like the confessional, or not the confessional, but they were all like revealing how they felt after Wyatt's passing, and they should have did more of that. My whole criticism is this: they've sort of just done the same thing 3 or 4 times now, where they gave them the big, huge rollout, lights go out, they attack everyone, and then it's just like, what now? Are they they beat up your whole tag division? So are they now gonna split up in groups of 2 and both enter the tag divisions, or are they gonna go, what is it, all of them versus all of those teams they beat up next week? Like, where do we go from there? The one attack where they destroyed everybody backstage, okay, we let it slide. They're creepy weirdos, everyone sort of let it slide, and we have to accept that canonically in kayfabe we're letting it slide. Okay, these guys come back, we're cheering for them, and I like the homage to Bray and all that. I'm never gonna hate on that shit, but I am going to point out this is the 3rd or 4th fucking time they've done this. Now what? Just as you said, give me something next week. Better be something, and not just like spooky interviews in the back or whatever. Where can't be that now. It's got to be these two are in the tag division now. Look, we have 8 teams fighting. At least 2 of those Wyatt dudes better be challenging for the tag title soon. The rest of the faction, what do you do with them? I was talking to Husey about this. What do you do with Bo? Like, if their whole thing is we just show up in a group and destroy everybody, what does he do that's meaningful? He has to feud with maybe like a Karrion Kross, or maybe even for a title, and like they're going to put the world title on him, or they're going to put even the tag straps on them. Who knows? I see some people say, well, they're an attraction, they draw you in, they're an attraction, and I get that aspect of it. That's totally cool, but for me, the attraction is wearing out a bit, because all it has been, like, Bray Wyatt wasn't an I would say like Undertaker was an attraction as well. At some point you could argue, maybe at different points in his career, but like Bray Wyatt sort of became that too with the whole Fiend thing. But he did that through like years of developing and making us believe, oh yeah, this guy's a scary demon guy. You know what I mean? It took years of him doing shit for us to like buy into that. And so I know this is an extension of that, but at the same time, I'm going to need less stop start, I guess is my criticism, or my bother with it. Less stop start. Like, let's go now. Did we start now again? Okay, the 4th time we got they return and destroy everything, or 3rd time, whatever. Let's go now. Now off to the races. And I don't know if anyone was hurt and that held anyone back or anything. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just hope we see more of it, because I'm not against it, but I need to see some more substance beyond just like, hey, we're the cool entrants, But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Would you book them, if you were booking them, Phil? Would you book them as faces or heels?
Heels, 100%.
They got to be heels. They've got to be heels. But they're coming out as faces now.
Can you make Bo like an evil heel manager for the tag team guys? Like, do shit behind the referee's back?
No. It's got to be spooky shit like dust and lightning. And...
That's what I mean. To a referee or something.
Yeah.
Have Nikki come out from underneath the ring.
I mean, sure, maybe, but like, then what are they? Then you just have 3 guys who don't wrestle. Like,
I know.
It's just a predicament. That's what I was saying. Like, when you have 4 dudes and a lady destroy your whole tag division. So do those 4 dudes split up into groups of 2, and then they're, you know what I mean? And then they're all trying for the tag belts. What do you do from there? That's my whole thing there. Yeah. Anyways, though. Sorry. Go ahead.
If I was booking the Wyatt 6, number one, I would move Karrion Kross to SmackDown with Scarlett. And I would have Wyatt 6. This is how you turn Karrion Kross into a proper baby face. You have the Wyatt 6 abduct Scarlett. and have her spend some time with Nikki Cross and the Six in some shack somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Where they're breaking her down mentally. And she starts to follow around the Wyatt Six. And Karrion Kross has to fight to get her back. Culminating in a big match with Uncle Howdy, where there's going to be a lot of outside interference. You could have Scarlett be the impetus to turn him face.
Yeah.
Finally, someone booked some hot HLA. Woo.
And then
There you go.
then you bring the Righteous in to help Cross.
Karrion Kross, yep.
Rescue Scarlet and shit. Yeah, see, that's some fantasy mark booking I can get behind. I have to check in with chat here, okay? Chat's been waiting here. Dashing Purple has been a member for 7 months. F1WGP7 has been a member for 8 months. Michael Driard's been a member for 8 months. Thank you all so much for your memberships. Where's it going?
Acknowledge me.
Thank you so much. 626 for 2 says people cheering in crowds are priced out by TKO. Yeah, I guess maybe. If I paid that much money for some of these tickets, I would be fucking screaming at the top of my lungs, like just forcing myself to make it the best night of my life, just to cope with the damage it does to your fucking bank account. Brady Mac for 5 says, was watching The Dark Side about Daphne. Same, I watched it. I always thought she was pretty special. Just curious as to your thoughts on her as a talent. R.I.P. Shannon. Dude, thank you for the question. I just watched this. I watched it with my wife. So I didn't realize that she was like an actor gymnast. Like she was just an actress who sort of got thrusted into wrestling. Like I didn't realize she just went to WCW. I had always assumed she had done like wrestling school and all that sort of stuff, right? But she just was on TV, killed it. And so they're like, okay, you got to learn on the fly. And she picked it up so well. She was seemed like a really great woman. She was hurt worse than people realized, and because of that, you take pills, and because of that, you lose your fucking mind, okay? And that's just the truth behind it. It's sad, and it's very sad. And when she was talking about, like, anxiety and shit, I was feeling anxiety and shit, and that's, like, it was a sad one. So with Dark Side of the Ring, you typically get 2 types of episodes. They're usually like really sad and shocking, or you get like the funny fun ones like the original Sheik, where that one's not so much tragic and sad. Like he passed away with a family who loved him, and he wasn't like on the streets and nothing like that. It was just he overbooked himself as a fucking heel and did crazy hardcore shit, and his territory died. It's just like a cool, fun story. Muhammad Hassan is the next one. It's just going to be. I know it's unfortunate that he fucking was like ostracized from the business or whatever, blackballed from the business, but it's more of like a fun story of like, hey, they booked this Italian guy to be a Muslim dude, and he got fired because of it and banished from television, so that's more of a fun episode, and he's still around kicking it and is healthy and everything. But yeah, as far as Daphne, I was a fan of hers. I mean, in TNA, it's funny too, because they're like, oh, she went to TNA at a time when TNA was taking women more seriously. And then they're like, they had her dress up as Sarah Palin. She was doing Sarah Palin as a gimmick for her first. It's like, oh yeah, taking the women seriously in TNA or what? Pretty funny. But so she was doing the whole Sarah Palin thing, and then started and then they did the story with Dr. Stevie where she regained her memories back, I guess, or she was like in a hypnosis to think she was Palin, but she was really the Scream Queen. And I just always I saw the dark match footage they showed too of her in WWE. I didn't realize that ever happened, that she sort of was like training in OVW for a bit and it didn't last too long. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, I was the biggest Daphne mark ever, but she's definitely one of the ladies in the late stages of WCW who you kind of thought, oh, she'll come over in the Invasion, if they're looking for wrestler. I don't know, maybe not the Invasion, but down the line, maybe she ended up in TNA. And then, she ended up on the Indies, like helping Shimmer and all of this stuff. And yeah, she really did push forth like the era of women's pro wrestling you see now. She was one of the first of that generation of like, well, we can really entertain and we can really go, and it's not just the sex appeal. Like I have a real character and I can actually work and shit. So yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. I thought it was a really great episode. Thank you, Brady Mac, for the question. And Mike Sausalis has been a member for 9 months. All hail the Filluminati. Thank you guys so much. Guys, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. If you're on X, come on over here. I have the old horseman here joining us now as well. Is Evil Dose is here joining us on the Old Horseman Saturday night main event cast. Hit like, hit subscribe. Evil Dose, you can follow him at Dose Evil on X. Johnny Bottles is Johnny_Bottles with a Z. George Capture, I think, is George Capture. And and then YouTube at SC Maniacs and as well. And then you know where I'm at already. I think that's all the plugs. Dose, how are you doing, man?
Old,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, young. I'm young here.
Yeah, you're the youngster of the group.
That's right. I'm Arn.
Hey, it's Saturday night main event, man.
Nice. Feeling young.
A retro throwback. If this was Tony's show, the theme song would be Tonight We Are Young. No?
Was that in Time Cop?
Okay. I have to give my official Saturday night's main event picks before the show goes down. I haven't given any picks yet, so you guys can pick against Phil, I guess. I don't know how I did on the last one we did picks for. However, yeah, we're here. We are here. So let's do it now. We're going to start at the bottom, work our way up. Zelina Vega, Chelsea Green. I almost feel like, do they just give it back to Chelsea? That's what I don't know. What do you guys think, Johnny Bottles? What is your prediction?
I think that this will be a F finish. I think it'll be DQ. The Secret Hervis will get involved, and Zelina will retain. They're going to have Chelsea win it back on a bigger show than this. On a PLE.
Dose, what do you think? Is Dose even here?
We lost him.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going with Chelsea gets her title back.
And then, George, what do you think?
I go with Chelsea getting her title back, too. Every Saturday night main event has one that switches, and this is the one.
I think I got to agree with that we're going to see Chelsea get her belt back, and then maybe I'm trying to think, where do you go with Zelina? Here's the thing, though. Truth and Cena, the title's not on the line. And then you have Paul and Uso. So let me just quickly think here before I lock in my pick. Does Zelina retain?
I love how you break it down, Phil. I love it. Awesome.
Well, I'm just trying to look forward. I'm like, because what if Cena loses? It's not for the belt. What if he does get pinned by Truth? It's not like it hurts him. He's still the world champion. His stock doesn't go down. People don't stop buying John Cena merch because Truth pins him. It's not like Cena wouldn't do that for Truth either on this farewell tour. It's not for the title. So I'm trying to think, like, no titles change and we have Truth pin Cena, or what? Is it that crazy of a night? Or is it, does Logan Paul get his pesky paws on a world title? I'm unsure. I'm just going to say, I'm going to go with my gut and say Chelsea Green wins her title back tonight, because that was just my first instinct. So I'm just going to go with that. Lock me in, Chelsea Green. The next match, we have Drew and Damian in a steel cage. This is the one I'm looking forward to tonight. A little bit of repeat from Drew as far as, like, he's just in another blood feud that doesn't need a fucking title, where it's like he's just distracted with beefing with a guy instead of, like, what he claims his goals are and shit, So I like it. But I'm looking most forward to this match. I think Drew... Or hold on a second. They had the hardcore match, right? So who won that one again? Just refresh my memory.
I think it was Priest.
It was Priest won that one. So Drew gets the W tonight is my pick. What do you think, Dose?
If Drew doesn't win, I don't know what's going on here.
What's going on over here? George, what do you think?
I would agree. I would pick Drew 100%.
And then, Johnny, what about you?
I'm with all the guys. Drew, this whole feud's got to go away. It's played out. It's got to go away.
Okay.
And they're both banged up. So they're working hurt.
So this tag match here, we got Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Now, again, I'm going to go with Rollins and Breaker have to get the win because we're establishing them as like Dangerous Alliance 2.0, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you guys agree with that, or does anyone refute that one?
Agree.
I'll agree with it, but it's going to be a weird finish.
Heel turn? Sami Zayn?
That could
heel turn. Third man.
Awesome, yeah. Yeah, because that's a dude that it could be totally. And we've been talking about that for a bit. I think I can't remember. Someone brought it up a while ago. And regardless, that doesn't matter. Sammy, I think, turning could totally work for him. We got Cena versus Truth. Now, does Truth pin Cena? I want your guys' thoughts. Do you think Truth gets the win over Cena tonight? Non-title match. Johnny, what say you?
I say yes, because Cody comes in and clocks Cena.
Oh, dude. What do you think, Dose?
I think Truth gets the win. I know that people have been putting Cody in, as one of my horsemen just said. I've sort of seen this as a way to, like, Truth get wins and then Cena brutalizes him. And I see this as a way to get Jimmy Uso into a title picture without getting a title. So he comes in for the rescue.
Okay, George. What say you? Chat me up, George.
Chat you up. Jeez. I think Truth is going to actually win. And then, like you said, I think Cena's going to go crazy on him as best he can to being a badass heel. We'll see.
I'm locking it in. Our Truth gets the fucking win tonight. I'm locking it in. I'm locking that pick in. It's great that SNME is on YouTube. Is it on YouTube where? Like in Canada and shit?
Oh, I don't know. I watched it on NBC.
Yeah, I'll just throw it on there if that's the case. I didn't know that. Okay, and then we have the main event. Can I get a yeet, or is it going to be Logan Paul? People are going to be cringing and melting down regardless of who wins this match. You guys think who's winning this thing? Johnny, go ahead.
As much as I want that belt to come off of Jey Uso, I think that Jey Uso retains.
George, what say you?
I agree.
Dose, what do you think? And tell me why.
Oh, well, Logan Paul isn't here to win titles. And, you know, I mean, isn't he like legally obligated to be like one of the first opponents for face champions?
Is that a thing?
You know what? Yeah, maybe. I'm kind
He
of
might have just made that
contract.
You know how everyone's threatening Goldberg? I'm thinking that like Logan Paul is like a really good retirement match for Goldberg. And, like it doesn't matter for anybody, but it's
that's
sort of
the
like
match.
It's a marquee match.
I love that you said
Cena.
that.
I think it's gonna be Cena versus Goldberg.
No,
dude, it's gotta be Cena Goldberg or Logan Paul Goldberg. Man, I love that you said those because like Logan would make him look good too. He'll get up for his moves. He'll go flying when he gets speared. You know, he'll leapfrog over him. He'll make it cool, and they'll tell a story. And that's exactly, you do it with someone who gets maximum heat, right? And
He's
gets
like the
Goldberg
only
the
person
most
that
over.
people would want Goldberg to beat.
Yeah. Oh, exactly right. Because who else would they want him to beat? Exactly. There's no one else. Like if Goldberg came in, even if it was against Cena, everyone would be like, "Oh, fuck that." Da da da. But you're exactly right. Someone like Logan Paul, everyone's like, "Yes, beat him." So I love that you said that, dude.
Think about it, Phil. Think about it. Would 60-year-old Bill Goldberg be able to keep up in a ring with young Logan Paul with the way that man flies around?
Are you guys getting a yes? I think he'll be able to. I think Logan will make him look good.
Okay.
I think so. I do. I honestly do. Better than like Cena would. Like, is Goldberg gonna have an easier? This is all I'm worried about. Is Goldberg gonna have an easier time picking up John Cena or Logan Paul? That's all I'm worried about. Right? It's just about who can make Goldberg look good and like eat his moves, which are like slams and leg locks and fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
I think you guys are giving Goldberg a lot of credit.
No,
okay.
you gotta have somebody. You gotta have somebody versatile enough to be able to take his shit. I mean,
That's
Do
true.
you guys have like a what commercials are you seeing here?
I'm looking at the beach.
You're looking at the beach. Like, well, what commercial though? What is it? Like
There's
just
no
the beach?
commercial. It's the opening.
Okay. Yeah, I need to figure
Saturday
out.
night's main event. Dude wipes.
Nice.
And
Shout
there
out
we
Dude
go.
Wipes, man.
And there are people coming into the Youngling Center right now. There we go.
Well, we're old. We're the old horsemen. We may need
Okay.
dude wipes before the
It's
show's
like
over.
Time Cop.
It's like Time Cop.
But
I'm on
okay, yeah,
Peacock,
I'm
and I
just
got,
behind you
Damian
guys. 'Cause
Priest
I
walking
have
in
the
right now.
I have like the intro, the WWE then now shit going on. So I think I'm like a minute behind you guys, which is all good. I'm just making sure I have the right.
Here we got Priest coming down the corridor now. There's Chelsea Green.
Zelina Vega coming out of an elevator.
What match is first? I will switch, guys. Vote in the poll in the chat. We will talk
There
about
you go.
WrestleMania, and I will put polls in the chat for each match as things go on. And yeah, let us know what you guys think in the chat. Who's gonna win what matches?
Our truth is something else, boy.
What's up? So who's who in the Horsemen? I'm Arn, so everyone identify themselves.
Oh, Johnny's the oldest one.
Yes, I'll be
So he's
old.
Ole.
Yeah, you got to be Ole.
Yes.
I can't take Flair because that would be somebody else's spot if he decides to come.
Yeah, no, that's done. I'm not even in it. I'm JJ Dillon. I'm just like
Yeah. You're management.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know who I'd
may
be.
do- Don said he may do a run in at the end of the show.
So then you're Tully. I mean,
I guess I don't want to be Tully, but I'll take it. Fuck him. Here's the old school beginning with the TV set. NBC presents.
All right. I think the first match is going to be Logan Paul and Jay.
That's wild if it is. That means some crazy shit's happening in the main event.
Sure.
You know that Vince never taped these shows with any kind of plan in mind for the most part. I went back and looked, and if you look at the date of the tapings, they're all like 3 to 4 weeks to sometimes months out of the actual air date for Saturday night's main event. It's amazing when you look at it. The earliest one I could find was 3 days out.
Wow.
So he really didn't give a crap about it. He just filmed it whenever he had a TV taping.
Jeez. He did that was before he was like, involved with younger women that we know of.
They were never
Oh
live.
my god, yeah. I'm just discovering in Canada, this shit is just on YouTube. That's way
Look at that.
easier. I'm gonna watch it every time on YouTube now.
Look at the
There you go.
crowd. Look at that crowd.
Yeah,
And the
it's
sickos say
insane.
they're down bad.
No, that's not. Yeah, they're just fucking insane people who don't get hugs, and so they're just like, "Oh, WWE's down bad."
Hugs.
Or there was someone who fucking posted like, "Their company's literally falling apart," and it's like it's so not falling apart that like people can't even. They're pricing out like people can't even afford to go anymore to these shows. You know.
I know. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I hate this price gouging and this
too.
absolute unfettered profiteering. As much. I mean, I sounded the alarm a few months ago, and then MJ sort of chastised me for it, and I stand by it. But hurting. I mean, they're signing people. They spun off Evolve. They're buying AAA. They're selling out house shows. And they're getting ridiculous amounts of money with dynamic pricing and adding events and having like other people foot the bill like Fanatics and Cities.
Yeah,
and shit. I mean,
exactly.
It's like some idiot decided to say they're falling apart, and like all of the mimics and copycats decided to run with it.
I'm gonna read a DM I got that I just thought was a good. They said a good one. They said that The Dublin Smackdown show they're doing here sold out within an hour. Tickets were around £300, which is like $350. Until they start losing money, then nothing will ever change. I heard with their Peacock deal ending soon, they are due to be able to negotiate their biggest deal ever for PLEs as well. So just expect this to continue. And also UFC's deal is up too. So 2026, they're going to bring in so much ungodly fucking money. And this isn't going to slow down because they can afford to. If they clear their nut, then it's all profit. Like they don't, and people will
this
pay.
is first?
Yeah, this is first here, the tag match.
Yeah, it'll slow down when people stop paying money for it to slow down. I mean,
exactly. That's the
yeah.
only way you'll ever get it to slow down. It's like a WWE boycott, but they're putting on great shows with tons of stars. So it's like, who's going to do that? F1 WGP7 for 2 says, who is the Paul Roma? Well, maybe he just joined us. Don, are you the Ric Flair or the are you the Paul Roma? Whenever you're
there you go.
Let's go, man. So there you go.
Yeah, we saved that. We saved that spot.
So 626 for 2 says WWE needs to bring the Chrome logo back. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I like their current one, I guess. It's modern, but hip.
Oh, sheesh.
And yeah, we do have Don Wayne here, guys. So round of applause. The Old Horsemen are here all together, and I've assembled them for you all for your entertainment pleasure.
You know something, brother? This is what my wife came to see. This is my wife's favorite wrestler. She has taken the remote from my hand. She told me to STFU, enjoy the moment because you're not going to have it for long.
Woo! Sounds good, Daddy. That's amazing. Okay, guys, I'm ending the poll. 57% of you said no, it's not a fumble that they moved WrestleMania to Las Vegas, which we're going to cover that in a little bit more. Who do you think will win this grudge match, I guess? And we're going to put the two teams in there. Don, who do you think's going to win this match? Deadly Alliance 2.0 or the wannabe Usos?
There's no way in hell that Sami Zayn wins this match. He's the guy they're going to start pinning. Braun Breaker pins Sami Uso or Sami Zayn or Sami whatever the fuck you want to call him. It is what it is. Braun Breaker's the future. That's what it is. Like, where are we at right now? For real. Here he comes. He's the first jackass out, right? This guy's going to eat the pin. Everybody loves him because he's your goofy friend. And he's going to eat the 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Yeah, I am totally not interested in Sami Zayn turning and being the third man. Sami Zayn devalues this group as far as I'm concerned. Like, have Omos come out and just stand there and look scary.
Ooh. Yeah, almost would be awesome. I thought Jeff Cobb would have been it, though. So that was the guy who was like, you bring him in and put him with the, like, let Heyman just smash him over, you know?
He's just too short. He's shorter than Braun, so I don't know. I just, you know, I just want Omos involved in something.
See, Omos is being interviewed by CVV.
I think Sami Zayn actually elevates the team because he's one of those guys that he's not quite a main eventer, but he's damn sure a level above mid-card. You know what I mean? Like, he's that guy that's in that mid-card, upper-tier level that when he loses, it matters, and when he wins, it matters.
If you say so. Not a fan.
Neither am I.
I wanted Zoe Stark to join their group, too.
And then when CM Punk comes out, the goddamn roof blows off.
Yeah, the roof blows off the fucking building.
There'll be a book about this someday.
About his WWE run?
Yep.
I think you might be right.
There is no way. There is no way. I was sleeping Monday night. Sleeping. Hardcore sleeping. And when he came out, the whole room I was in my bedroom shook. scared the shit out of me, and I woke up from a dead slumber. Well, I was like, what the fuck happened? Oh, it's just CM Punk coming to the ring. Him and Rhea Ripley were the only two that shook me from slumber Monday night. There's no need for it. He's over. Put the fucking strap on this guy.
Woo! Just cutting promos. I love it. Here we go. Breaker now. Get the double clothesline over the top.
Actually, I don't know what they're waiting for on CM Punk. I mean, how many years do you think he's got left? Like maybe 2?
Yeah, I just think they view it like there's certain guys who don't need belts anymore. Like they just like Drew can feud with anyone and people care. He doesn't need a title to elevate him, you know? Sort of like LA Knight too. I argue like when he's US champ, it almost like if he loses it, he never gets any less pops. He's just still super over. So like when LA Knight's the US champ, it makes zero difference, you know? It's almost like he makes the title. Whereas like the title makes some of these people like a Gunther or a Jay, like it elevates a Jay, you know?
Oof.
Yeah. But I get what you mean though. Like I'm one of these guys too. Pull the trigger on it. Like give him the world title, even if he drops it in a month. You know what I mean? Like if I can just do it and get that in, you know?
I mean, if you put his
Braun Breaker is
his symbol on the side plate,
of this
they will
company.
sell
Kiss my
$50,000.
ass and take my fucking money. Get the fuck
Dose is
outta
like
here,
JJ
man.
Dillon talking while Ric Flair's cutting a promo.
Dose, we can't hear you because fucking we got Flair over here cutting and strutting.
All right,
Limousine riding, jet flying.
Oh my god. Oh, now everyone's gonna be quiet.
I firmly believe that the rumor that I heard was Triple H, when Punk re-signed, Triple H told Punk that his title run is next year at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let me see this.
I don't give a shit if he greased him in seal oil and said, I'll baby you the whole way through this thing. Just grin and bear it. Fuck the bullshit. It's time to strap the guy. Like, I love what's happening with CM Punk. The crowd erupts like virgins seeing titties for the first time. Strap the title on this bitch at SummerSlam and go from there. And I don't give a good goddamn which title you give him. I really don't. I don't give a fuck if it's a world title, if it's a WWE John Cena title. I don't give a shit. Everybody wants to see this happen.
I just think then you have sort of like two part-time champions right now, no?
That doesn't bother me at all.
Me neither,
Because
but the
here's the
sickos
thing.
will melt down, dude.
Everybody's like, oh, god damn, it's a part-time champion. You know what I do when it's a part-time champion? I never fucking miss the PLE. You know why? Because it's a draw.
Michael Driard for 2 says Punk doesn't need the belt needs Punk. What do you say to that, Don Flair?
I tell you this much right now. WWE needs Punk to have a belt. That's what they need. Because right now, what's happening with John Cena, it ain't working. Uso's working like it's there. I can't disagree with that. But the thing going on with Cena right now, it's not working. It's not there. It's not what they had anticipated. They have fucked this up from day one, and it ain't his fault. Go look at Dewey. Dewey's an asshole, and fuck that guy. Go do another goddamn Pirates of the Caribbean or fuck another football movie. I don't give a shit what it is. Just don't do no more WWE, asshole.
Oh, come on. That's not very fair to say Dwayne, to say our friend Dewey Johnson was in Pirates of the Caribbean. That wasn't him, Eric.
Johnny Depp.
Same guy, different movie. I pointed that out for one specific point.
What? Wow.
They both bombed in the end because the actor was a shit show. Dewey is a shit show right now.
I could hear the bourbon in your voice.
No, you cannot, because I'm only drinking vodka.
JP Fawn in chat goes, Ric Flair's right. Strike while the iron is hot.
That's
Woo! That's amazing. Chat's amazing. Oh, shit. Here we go. Kick out by Sammy at 2.
Oh, they got him as Governor Jesse Ventura on the commentary team.
I love the governor.
I got a question for the panel.
Yep.
Does anyone look at Jey Uso and say this guy is the best in the world?
No.
Does anybody look at what?
Jey Uso and say he's the best in the world?
I don't know. I was in the Baja.
No,
well,
he's
I
not the
don't
best
know.
for
Why
none
don't?
of
Well,
these.
why don't you tell me who's the best in the world? I don't know. I don't get Jesse.
That was pretty good.
They wanted a pop at WrestleMania. They want everybody yeeting at WrestleMania for the moment. That's why he's got the belt.
Yeah,
And they don't
he's
know who
Rob
to
told
give
me
it
that
back to.
Danielson
Yeah.
Ospreay is the best in the world.
He's just super over. He's just Hulk Hogan or John Cena. It's just a guy with 4 moves who fucking is super over. You run with it. You know what I mean? It's just that's all it is with Jay.
Yeah, I don't know these.
But I'm not
names all
hating
over
on
the
it or diminishing it. Like
I
they
am.
took a tag dude, made him the world fucking champ down the like. I never would have thought one of the Uso twins would be a champ. You know?
Thank God CM Punk tagged in wearing a fucking 90.
He just took off his shirt.
A code red. Guys, if you're on X, there's like almost 300 of you if you count YouTube and X. So come over to YouTube, vote in our poll. Who do you think's going to win this tag match? And hit like, hit subscribe. Check out Dose Evil on X. Check out George over at Alt Jake Takes On YouTube. And check out the Squared Circle Maniacs at SC Maniacs on YouTube as well. Dose, you have a YouTube, right? No?
No, I need to figure out how
I
to do
didn't. I
that
was
one
going
of
to
these
say.
centuries.
Well, that's all good, but you're on like Spotify and all that good shit, right? Apple Pods and all that. So
Yeah, well, wherever you can get a podcast, you can find
Exactly.
Garden Stop.
and you're with the Soup Boys doing
I
with the
am.
network and that, right? Like you can
Well, like the Smackdown show gets on the Big Boy Network.
Yeah.
When I do a Body Slam brief, the legal and law, I'm like the legal and wrestling shorts, they go on the Big Boy Network. But the Evolve podcast, Dose of Chocolate, is on the Don Reynolds White Chocolate YouTube, and it's on Wrestling Soup and Friendos, which is a separate feed on Wrestling Soup. So I'm on like the kiddie table. I'm like the 12-year-old. I'm at the kiddie table and the grown-up table.
hell yeah.
You know, you just don't see many grown men doing elbows from the top rope anymore. And even that wasn't a good one by Punk. I'm just saying, like, you just don't see it anymore today. And I don't know why.
Because you saw the one he just did. That's why.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't good. But, I mean, these young cats can do it. And I don't know why they don't.
It is Idris Enofi's new finisher.
Oh, with the Arabian press there. And then he points for Sabu, the homage to Sabu from Sami Zayn. Brought to you by Dude Wipes. Make sure you wipe your dudes, man.
Keep your dudes clean.
That's right, man.
I think Dude
Yeah, I
Wipes
get
is a
these
good product.
I get these YouTube ads, man. It's pretty funny.
So I'm on Peacock, but I'm in the Wrestling Soup Discord stream, so
Right.
I can hear these idiots talking during it, and I can't turn their volume off. I can turn Peacock's volume off, but not theirs.
With perfect flavor and every bite of Pringles.
Well, be sure to let them know you called them idiots. But no, I'm just joking.
It's all right. They know.
They know.
And I'm sure they call me the same. Here's the funny thing is I finally subscribed, not subscribed. I logged into Peacock on my computer, but then I called my cable company to complain about something, and they reduced my bill by $40 a month and threw Peacock in for free. So I
Wow.
canceled my regular Peacock. So now I can't get into it on my computer again because it doesn't show me as having an account.
Yeah, Peacock is American. Like I don't have that here, so I don't even know, right? I wouldn't even know where to start with them. But sounds fucked. And
This is just
I wish you luck. Yeah, I'm just on YouTube, bro. Canada's sweet. Everything's on Netflix or YouTube or Crave, which is an extension of like HBO Max, but there's no AEW, but there's like WWE shows on there and Dark Side of the Ring and shit. It's
Sounds
crazy.
good to me. No
Yeah,
AEW.
it's amazing. It's like, let's go. And then I just throw on like TNT, TBS, or whatever when AEW's on.
If it stays on for the whole time period.
Yeah, Black Adam's not abruptly. So during commercial, I wanted to jump into some news. I don't know how many minutes we have left, and we're surely going to go into the finish. So I'll wait till the next commercial break. and I'm glad Dose is here. I'm glad you're all here. But Dose, you know, I want to talk to you about WrestleMania moving from New Orleans to Vegas, but we'll get into that like in a moment here, okay?
Sure.
Man, they got fucking played.
Yeah,
Here we
well,
go.
we'll get your thoughts in a minute
Easy,
here.
Rick.
I'm going to wait till the next commercial, and then I'll do it like right at the tippy top of it. But yeah, we have like a few WWE newses that I want to get into with you guys and get your thoughts on, and that's
Talk about
definitely
just
part of
the
it.
tip. Good
Yeah.
God, Lily.
Man, that shit's funny.
What if you're
Okay.
just half pregnant?
Who's playing
No
music?
NBC affiliates in Canada, Phil. I don't know what they would be. I'd have to like look into it, right? Because everything is fucking changing so fast, and now they're trying to sell us on this Fubo TV. Baydala and these guys with AEW, they're like Fubo TV.
Well, you don't have NBC affiliates in Canada, just like I don't have any Canadian affiliates down in the United States. So
Yeah,
probably have to watch it
quickly.
online, stream it somewhere. I don't know.
WrestleMania went to New Orleans and said, "This is like a fucking carnival cruise. I'm out of here."
Yeah, no, there's no NBC affiliates. I just looked it up. There you go.
Except
So-
if you're close to the U.S. border, right?
So they just air it on. I'm not like, I wouldn't say close, but I'm not like terribly far. But yeah, it's there's no direct NBC
Why are they getting wild?
affiliate, so I
in
get
the
it on
fucking
YouTube. So
salad bar?
that's good with me though. You guys know what I mean? Like I'm okay if it's on YouTube and I know that now.
How do you get to watch Chicago PD?
Exactly, or The Pit, or
Oh
whatever
my
that
God.
show is.
Yeah.
Fubo is fucking expensive, Kevin Pierpont says. Philbo TV. Who the fuck has Fubo TV? Yeah, I don't know what that is. We're going to
That's a
talk about it.
sports-based
Yeah.
streaming service. Very limited in channel selection.
Wasn't that a clothes brand that went out of business like 30 years ago?
That's Fubu.
Fubu.
And I believe
For us, by us.
Yes.
That's right. I believe it was like sold for a bunch of money or something. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but
And everybody was wearing Fubu back then.
Mm-hmm.
Fubu
All the
went
white
the
kids
way-
were anyway.
Yeah, Fubu went the way of tough
I've got my pair still.
Sure. I go to the outlet every year.
The Fubu outlet.
Uh-huh.
Honey, let's go to the Fubu outlet tomorrow.
Let's get racist.
Next week I'm going to Gaza Exchange.
Fubu and Echo. Yeah, that's what all the graffiti writers would wear.
That's right.
The Gaza Exchange. Let's go get some camo at the Gaza Exchange.
Oh my God.
Get a new kafia.
Fubu is a
Holy
sports
hell.
streaming where you need a premium subscription to watch anything good, and it's $50 a month. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Oof.
Okay, Haven's out here fucking around.
That's good.
I'm a wrestling fan. I don't watch.
Oh, he's back. Oh shit. There's your third man.
Heyman is awesome, man. He's so great.
There's your fucking
Oh.
third man.
That leg's healed.
How did you get ahead of us?
Because I switched over to YouTube.
How
Oh,
did his
okay.
foot heal that quickly? By the way, the mole got this one right also.
Both of his feet were fucked up. And here's the thing, man. Reed, here's the thing, man. It's crazy. Really think about this. They went with Cobb could have debuted here and been in this group, and then Reed could have came back and did all this shit with Jacob and Solo and everything.
But I
Like,
said I called the ending and I said this is how it's going to end. I'll pat myself on the back. That's how it should end. Way to go, guys.
I'm down, but really think about how they just threw away we already made this Bronson Reed bloodline connection. They just threw it away for Jeff Cobb, and then they could have just had Jeff Cobb be in this position, and then Reed join up with Solo and challenge Jacob and all that shit like they're doing.
Well, they also
They
threw
could've
away
switched
that
those
Bronson
around.
Reed killed Seth Rollins.
They could have just switched those around, and the story would have made perfect fucking sense. And Seth could hug Cobb as well, we would have had Cobb and Breaker stare each other down like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Seth hugs Cobb.
However, it looks like if you look at what they're doing, they were not in the know. It was all led by Seth Rollins, and the other two didn't know what was happening. So it makes sense.
I guess, but no one would have knew what was happening if Cobb was there either. No one would have known.
No one knows who the fuck Cobb is. Like
That's
where you
exactly
get
why it
stuck.
would have worked better here, in my opinion.
I agree.
Because Jacob and Reed is like, okay, that's just more of the family dynamic. Cobb is a guy who's unrelated.
I can put it to you this way. My wife has no idea who Cobb is, but she just laughed at this. She thought this whole thing was great.
And listen, and Reed was the one who fucking hurt Rollins too before. Now this is shit, guys. I'm gonna call this out on a character, on storytelling. I'm calling it out. This is dumb. They fucked it up. They did it backwards. Reed is the guy who hurt Rollins. Yeah, someone in chat, didn't Reed crush Rollins' ribs? Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
So they fucked up here, dude. And they spent that whole time establishing.
So you make the enemy your friend
stop.
because
They
he
spent
hurt
time
you.
establishing Reed as in War Games. That's where he last got hurt as part of their family. So why would he still not be loyal to Solo? And why wouldn't it make more sense for them to bring in Cobb, who's like a mercenary? Someone also in chat said, Bronson's not Samoan. Yes, he is.
My wife just said
he is
you
Samoan.
make your enemy your friend when he hurts you. She's
Punk
right.
hurt Reed.
She's right.
No. Reed got hurt diving off of the top of the fucking cage. Reed hurt Reed.
No,
Punk
I hear
didn't
you,
hurt
but I'm
Reed.
talking about when he hurt Seth. She's like, make him your friend because he's the guy that can hurt you. It makes sense. I
don't know, but here's the thing. You added that part. So unless Seth gets on TV and says that, then that's not what this is.
But there's two problems. There's that one, and that Bronson Reed was on the bloodline that was averse to Paul Heyman's bloodline. So it's like he made peace with two people. He made peace with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman.
Yeah, dude. See, you just pointed that out too. We had to make peace with both guys, or they could have just brought in Jeff Cobb. We have this new heat-seeking missile. And then Solo could have just brought Bronson, and then Bronson and Jacob are like tough guying each other over the U.S. title and like who's loyal to fucking Solo. Because of the War Games match. And Bronson and Jacob could be like, Bronson fucking broke his legs. Like he didn't, you know what I mean? Like, and then Bronson could be like, bro, where were you? You know, when we were fighting for the bloodline and shit, like it could have been this whole, or like you were, I don't fucking know. I just totally think they fucked that up and got that ass backwards entirely. Like, I just think logically it doesn't even make sense. But hey, man, triple fumble, as they've been saying lately.
My wife just chimed in
I'm
and
not
said
going
you're
that hard,
thinking
but
too deep because you're too deep in the weeds.
Well, maybe, but people like your wife aren't watching wrestling, and I doubt if it was Jeff Cobb instead of Bronson Reed that your wife would have reacted any different.
Here's the question: how many wrestling fans in WWE land in this stadium right now know who Jeff Cobb is?
they don't, but that's why you introduce them along with Seth, Breaker, and Heyman. And then Heyman can get on the mic and go, Jeff Cobb is a Jeff Cobb. He's represented in Guam. He won the title in the Olympics or whatever the fuck. Then he can do all that the way he smashed Brock Lesnar over.
Or you have what just happened, and you have a whole new storyline for Monday night.
But it would have been a whole new storyline because Jeff Cobb wasn't in WWE before. So whatever he did would have been a whole new storyline.
They also had 2 more weeks, so they could have introduced him as JC Mateo.
That's what I'm saying. It could have been like JC Mateo, like and then Breaker and him could have eyed each other down. Like, who are you, singlet guy? I'm the singlet guy in this group. What are you doing,
just don't mind what they did. Like, that's sort of the difference. I don't mind what they did. They could have gone either way,
Kenny
but I don't mind.
I know you don't mind, but Kenny D saying Bronson made his name in WWE by smashing Seth off the ropes 7 times. Do y'all remember that? When the security had to come out 7 tsunamis, he gave Seth.
It makes no
but
sense
I
at all.
forgive him. I'll take him to the promised land. I am a revolutionary. Ha 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 ha. That's
You're
what you guys
making the
want? No,
case
that's shit.
like
That's
the case. This guy crushed
ass.
me, and I didn't see the wisdom in what he had. I see it now. He is what will be. Like, that's sort of where you go
Or
with
he
that.
just says, me and Paul recruited. We fucked everyone over. Fuck the bloodline. I don't like any of those chumps. We recruited this other guy like we recruited Braun. Here's Jeff Cobb, another destroyer guy.
Well,
Here,
Braun
he's
Breaker,
teaming with
if
Breaker.
you remember, like,
And then
Braun
eventually
Breaker,
Breaker beats Cobb. You know, you think down the line. Now it's like, okay, so
but Braun, if you've been watching long enough, Braun was recruited back in NXT days. Paul Heyman was recruiting way back then. Whole different batch. That's
Yeah,
all
but
I'm
Braun
saying.
isn't the hole in the story. Bronson is
Yeah,
the hole
yeah,
in the
yeah.
story.
yeah. That's the
Bronson
thing.
Reed is
That's
the
the
hole.
thing. Yeah,
This would've
Bronson's
been a-
the hole.
This would have been a great spot for Omos to come out.
Yeah, or just fuck everything we're saying and do Omos would have been good.
Do Omos. Why not put Omos out there? Why bring Bronson Reed into this?
Lesnar, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, Maddie for 2 says, Phil, this is some Gabe Kidd bullshit, pal. And then
Who's
Maddie
Gabe
says
Kidd?
his name should have been JC Matanza instead.
Pop.
From
Big
Lucha
Pop.
Underground.
Yeah. People want him to be, because he was Matanza in
Yeah.
Lucha Underground. Yeah, and then they went with JC Mateo. Yeah, I don't get it. Still, like, they haven't really explained. They're just like, oh, he's a new mercenary. And Jacob's like, he ain't family. But it's like he could have said that shit to Bronson Reed because the internet and everybody was like, well, is he even related to their family? So he could have just made that distinction with Bronson Reed. Well, Bronson, you're not even family. Imagine that moment. Oh, instead, Cobb, you're not even family. Yeah, we all know. You know what I'm saying? Or Cobb shows up out of nowhere. He's a mercenary. He's a hitman. And Seth just sicks his fucking pit bulls on people. That's what I would have been cooked way harder. So we already know Bronson will crush everyone. Who can't Bronson crush? Jacob. You can't just crush him. Jacob fucking whooped Bronson's ass. He can't just crush Jacob. So that makes sense right there. That's like fucking, they fucked this up, man. You fucked up. Triple H fumbling.
Yes.
I'm an AEW sicko now. I've fully converted. Okay. I fully. Okay. No
If the Tully of the group can add something.
Sure, go ahead, dude.
How many younger people they got coming up from NXT that might be able to fill some of these spots that you're thinking Cobb can come into? Isn't there another bunch of younger guys like Hikuleo and all these guys I know nothing about?
No.
Well, Hikuleo's signed, but like for some reason they're just not.
He's never on TV.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, dude. Honestly, no one really fucking knows. My guess is he's just getting in top guy shape and like learning how to work. And my other guess would be they signed him, but he may have had an injury or something that maybe he had to work out that we just didn't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
I
something
keep
that
hearing about the young guys, and I haven't seen anything. I'm just kind of wondering.
Yeah, the
Okay, thank you.
problem with NXT is they've got so many women that are ready for the main roster that can go up tomorrow, but they don't have that many guys that are TV ready. They've got Oba, they've got Ethan Page, if you think he's TV ready, Trick Williams, of course, Ricky Saints. They've got those guys. 2 of them came in from another company, but none homegrown in the NXT system outside of Oba, who could go tomorrow right up to Trick, I should say, also go right up to the main roster tomorrow if it came down to it. They've got a male problem down there.
Yep. No, you're right about that. And that's why Oba stayed down a little longer. They should be calling up the women a little quicker, I think, but
what happened to the big draft? What happened to the big call-ups they would have right after WrestleMania? You would see like 7 or 8 people debut across both shows.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
They don't have room for 7 or 8 people.
No, they don't.
Well, no,
it's a real problem.
True. Here we go. There, right on through.
But
We're
yeah,
in a great
guys,
spot for Omos.
this is one creative fucking fumble here that I'm gonna have a problem with, and they're gonna have to try and explain it away real hard on TV, and then everyone's gonna go, look, see, they explained it, but no, it's explaining away all the shit we just pointed out. It's not. They didn't think this through well enough, or who fucking knows? I don't. Maybe like Punk and them were like, well, if we have the choice, we'd rather go with Bronson than Cobb or something. Maybe that happened too. We don't know how people politic backstage or what plans they have for whoever. This doesn't mean all the WWE shite, but there you go, you fucking sickos. I'm calling that shit out. And then Zelina Vega, they had to add
him. Honestly, that's sort of the bridge where you go, okay, Seth hugged him. He's accepted him. He knows he's a badass. Hey, man, welcome to the new blood.
Zelina Vega had to get Zelina Vega added to her music because her music would hit and nobody would give a shit or even knew who it was. And I do hope she drops the belt. Like, I just don't. Zelina to me is not. It's just not clicking, man. You have so many. We were just talking about the ladies in NXT. Like 10 of them could, easily have more character and a better look and more originality than her, at least, and can wrestle better. And I'm not trying to diminish her. I do like Zelina Vega, but
I will diminish the fuck out of her. I do not give a fuck if she wins, lose, or draws. Get her off my goddamn television. This is a nice little, hey, one for Puerto Rico. I don't give a fuck. Get her off my TV. Nothing about her fucking enthralled.
Wow, Flair Hogan is drunk.
Chick, I don't give a fuck about her.
I was just gonna say like she's the CFO, but after Flair talked,
you can't diminish Zelina Vega anymore. If you did, she wouldn't be able to make up the ring step. She's only 4'11".
At least she's 4'11" and 110, whatever the fuck she is, stones, kilos, or fucking waffle bricks. I don't give a good goddamn. Get her off my television once and for all. Put her back on NXT. She does not have a spot here.
All right, I would like to make a rebuttal. That is her cleavage.
That's a good rebuttal.
And her husband. And her husband.
I've got fake balloons everywhere. Hold on, I'll send you a pic.
Zelina Vega would make a good manager for somebody who needs a manager. I'm looking at you, Andrade.
Yeah, but
Bring
like
that
then
back.
that's exactly. You'd have to bring that back. And then she was just like managing LWO, so I think they want to get her away from that. I think I think she
could manage her husband. He doesn't speak.
That's what I mean, man. She got to switch it up. Like, it just feels like Mercedes Moné Light in a way, That's
why I said the CFO. No one got it though.
Yeah. Oh, I just didn't hear you, brother.
I'm kidding. It was hard to hear over Flair.
I hope that they rectify a mistake here and bring back Isla Dawn as the newest member.
Well, that just shows you how
Secret Her service.
over Mercedes is over. She's dead.
Isla Dawn.
Yeah, I really liked Isla Dawn, but I just don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I don't either.
I'm surprised they kept Alba Fire.
Me too.
All this match is missing is ODB.
Yeah,
Bring her
I mean,
back. The
I
food
get,
truck rolls up outside.
Yeah, I mean, ODB's right outside the arena.
I get them keeping Alba Fire, just because, like for a shoot, like Niven and Chelsea and Alba are like tight, like really tight. So from like before their WWE days, yeah, and then you have. Or I think it was like early NXT or not early in the NXT, like early in their NXT days. I think maybe. I don't know, but they're all tight. Okay. The thing is,
Piper and Alba both got it.
Isla,
Sure
she would get Isla would get like political and shit on Twitter sometimes, and I just don't think they like that too much.
Hold on,
well, they
real
could
quick.
have kept
This
what's her
pretzel
face,
roll is
Blair
amazing.
Davenport, the British one.
Chinlock, crowd's into it. Hot crowd, bud.
Fighting back on Chelsea Green.
And what Flair
Another
doesn't realize
pumpkin.
is that there's a whole lot of like 14 to 34-year-old Latino guys who whack off every single day to Zelina Vega.
That's a good point. That's a solid point there.
Yeah.
We call those guys cheatosexuals.
Yes.
Those guys are called
A
Dragon
rolling
Ball Z
kick.
fans, and they need them.
Hey, now Dragon Ball's a fun time.
I don't know. I never watched it.
New Dragon Balls. Oh, so good.
It's always the guys with the anime profile pictures.
Big comeback.
Fucking time. Every fucking time.
Back suplex. Here we go. Zelina's cooking a bit now.
I've seen enough. Zelina Vega greater than Thekla.
Thekla? Who said Thekla?
Thekla's coming to somebody.
Isn't she the new Stardom one that everyone's pretending they're really excited to see her sign?
What's that, Dose?
Isn't she the new Stardom recruit that everyone's pretending they're excited to see her sign with AEW?
Yeah, it's just AEW fans. Like, they've probably never seen her wrestle, but they're gonna pretend that they fucking have. I don't know.
You got that right, buddy.
I've heard her name a bunch. Oh, look, Steve Zelina just botched the 619. Like, dog, do what you know how to do.
The size difference between the two is just so insane, man.
Oh man,
I just can't get past it. I'm sorry.
I know. It's just what you said earlier. Like, I'm indifferent. Like, I don't care if she wins, loses, draw. I don't give a fuck. It's yeah. I'm sorry.
Piper Niven is so ungraceful.
Well, she's a fucking walrus, so yeah.
Top rope
Jesus.
code red. And then she beat Chelsea clean. Oh, I didn't even change the graphic for this one. Jesus Christ. Well, there you go. I didn't even change the poll, I don't think, either.
That nose bleeding.
Whatever. This one's
she
a
caught
wash
her
here.
She caught her with that 619, that botched 619. I think she probably broke her nose. Her nose is bleeding.
This is terrible.
Yeah, that nose is bleeding like a motherfucker, Johnny. That is bad, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
over.
broken, but it's definitely, she got popped in the fucking nose for sure.
Who gets backup to only go on a losing streak? It's so. This
God
is another
damn,
Triple H fumble.
she's bleeding like a fucking champ.
Yeah,
Good
she is
God,
bleeding good.
Lily.
Maddie for 2 says ODB is outside the arena, available, selling food. Oh, dude, come on. That's not very fair to take shots at ODB like that. Maddie.
I said that just before.
Yeah, it's not shots. She owns a food truck.
She sells books. She has a food truck, Maddie.
Look at her
Okay.
face.
That's not very fair
good
for you to
business.
criticize a healthy sized woman.
Wait a second. This is next.
Come on now, Eric.
This is next. What's the main event?
Dixon, get that belt over there and whack me in the head because I got to go to sleep.
Is the steel cage match the main event?
Yeah,
It has to be. It
Gotta
has
be.
to be.
Or Yeet versus
Look,
Paul,
there's
dude.
Mercedes Moné.
All
She's
I know
coming
is
back.
Rod Killing on Twitter is the greatest thing we've ever been gifted as wrestling fans. It is the funniest shit you'll ever see.
What's that?
Ron Killing's on Twitter.
Oh, dude, he's always been good. Like, he's always been good on Instagram. He's always been so funny. I'm a fan of his music, too. Like, I know it's not everybody's taste, but I legit think R-Truth actually makes good music. There's a lot of wrestlers who don't make good music, and they think they do. He actually makes good fucking music.
Who are you talking about there?
Cardi B.
Oh, you know.
No, say her name because fuck that hoe.
Well, I wouldn't say she's a hoe, but I don't know her
Oh,
like
I
that.
would.
But
I will.
I'll tell you who makes the best music, though, even better than R-Truth. Her name starts with a B and ends with a 3 CCA. Becca.
I don't even know what the fuck you just said. You're making shit up now.
On
Is this
Becca
somebody
on
you
God,
know that
bro.
I don't?
Yeah, dude, Becca with a 3 because she's cool.
Hey, Phil, you see your man Myron Reed's back in MLW.
Yeah, dude. And we've been keeping up with the Killer Goat show over here, so just stay up on that. They launched like a social media show, Killer Kelly and Myron Reed.
I figured it out, but no, I don't think I'll be watching that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty. We played it on the show. The chat lit up, man.
All right. Go chat, go.
Okay, so before this next match begins, guys, and I will hit a breaking fucking news. Bum ba bum 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 bum. WrestleMania 42 will reportedly no longer take place in New Orleans. The city will instead reportedly host Money in the Bank 2026, which I believe Triple H announced. So Yeah, pretty much what had happened was like locally on the news and shit, and just people in Vegas, because news travels around pretty quick there. It just sort of spread out like, yeah, no, we're going to get WrestleMania again. And then in New Orleans, the same thing, man. People, it's like being reported on local news and shit that Mania's pulling out and whatever. And then I think Triple H drops a video saying that WrestleMania will be in Las Vegas again, and New Orleans will get Money in the Bank instead, which might end up being a 2-night affair. Who knows? Also, some people were worried that because Turkey Al-Sheikh said that he's looking for a Rumble and Mania in 2026 or 27. So some people were saying like, oh, this year's Mania might end up in Saudi. Now, Turkey Al-Sheikh will do business in Vegas too, guys. He does lots of business in Vegas. So it's not like he won't get his paws on that, but he does want it in Saudi, and there will be a Mania in Saudi. Like, I truly believe that'll happen in our lifetime. But I don't think I'm pretty sure Triple H announced like, no, it's going to be in Vegas and Money in the Bank will be in New Orleans. So I wouldn't worry too much about it being in Saudi yet. But what Turkey wants, Turkey gets. Okay. Period. Fucking point blank. The coach had this to say. He says TKO does it again, looking to collect every last dime they can get their hands on. Now they will even back out of an announcement of their biggest event due to a bigger check being put on the table. Can you imagine the NFL announcing the Super Bowl and saying, sorry, San Diego, we will give you the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl to be named later? One head-scratching move after another that comes back to money being at the heart of every single decision.
But if they were paying him, he wouldn't have a problem with it.
Exactly. If they were paying him, he wouldn't have an issue. And yeah, it's money grubbing, bro. That's what we're trying to. This coach is the same guy who a week ago was like, if WWE lost Bayley, what would they lose? She's worthless and shit.
What
and
a guy.
Like, well, if that's the
what
mentality you're going to have, then like, where's the same energy of like, well, yeah, it's just their bottom dollar, coach. Surely you. But I'm also not defending it. I think it is fucked to announce it and have The Rock come out to like Lil Wayne music and shit. And then just like, no, we're in Vegas again. That is fucked to do, but that's their fucking prerogative. Events get changed all the time. People are bitching about Vegas, but let's be honest. Like they get
who's Jimmy Hart's plastic surgeon? Look at that.
I'm not sure, dude.
80 years old.
Obviously not Bushwhacker Luke's, though. But Triple H made this announcement as well.
Hey, it's the game, Triple H. I'm sure everyone saw our joint statement yesterday regarding the shift in some of the dates on the WWE calendar. Today, I want to announce to you the first of those, one of which we're very excited about. Coming to New Orleans on Saturday, August 29th, 2026, will be Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is one of our biggest events of the year with high stakes, amazing drama, and the chance of a lifetime for two WWE superstars to walk away with the coveted Money in the Bank briefcase. We can't wait, and we look forward to seeing you there. Stay tuned for more details on a WrestleMania coming to New Orleans, which will be announced at a later date. I want to say a big thank you to our great local partners from both the state and the city, as well as the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, New Orleans and Company, and the city's first.
So pretty much, we fucked you. Here's a cookie, right? So, my thoughts on this. And they just showed Vikingo again. I'm more than convinced he's going to win the title off Patron on the 31st, by the way, at their AAA show.
Do you know how insane this is, by the way?
They gave him his full name, Phil.
Do you have any idea how many AEW neckbeard weirdos are banging their heads into a wall right now for seeing that guy on WWE television right now?
Yeah, I mean, probably. He was at WrestleMania, too. I just, apparently Del Rio's contracted through till Triple Mania, though, so I don't think it's either he's going to drop it at Triple Mania or he's just dropping it this 31st, and they're like, fuck it, we're running with Vikingos, so that'll be interesting to keep eyes on. But, Dose, I want your thoughts on this WrestleMania 42 being moved. Is this a big deal? Vegas does 40 million domestic tourists every year. WWE knows it doesn't matter where in America we put this show. if people are going to WrestleMania, they'll just go to wherever it is in the country. And then, I mean, international tourism, yes, people, I don't think they give a fuck what city it's in. You know what I mean? So it's the entertainment hub of the fucking universe is Las Vegas. I think it makes sense. People can be mad. It makes no difference to me personally. But what do you make of all of this, and why do you think they did this? And I don't know. Just give me your overall thoughts.
Well, I mean, I agree with everything you said. So instead of trying to just repeat the things you said, I'll just echo them. The only thing that I will say on it is that if New Orleans didn't have a contract in place already, they sort of left the door open for this. Or if WWE had an option in that contract, then otherwise New Orleans you'd think would sue, because there's no comparison between Money in the Bank and WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is like a full week load of events, including all of the other events that we're more on it from every indie promotion and non-indie promotion. And Las Vegas is probably uniquely positioned to host more or less an unlimited number of events for an unlimited number of promotions. And New Orleans has a lot of infrastructure problems. So, New Orleans probably left the door open for this, or knew it was a possibility. I think Money in the Bank as a large event, for whether it's 1 or 2 nights, or whether they have SmackDown and Raw and have an NXT PLE on it, or whatever the case is, that's fine. New Orleans is a great city, but Las Vegas is Las Vegas. So aside from that, I don't have anything different than what you said. And sadly, I agree with Coach on this one.
Johnny, what do you think about all this?
I think that when they were in Vegas this last time, they rolled out the red carpet for the WWE. They were treated like gold. It's like someone said, it's the entertainment capital of the country, if not the world. I don't know about the world, but I think that Vegas needed a shot in the arm in this tourist industry, and I think that they need the WWE. They need big events like this to come in, and they, like I said, they treated WWE like gold. I mean, when you're seeing on Twitter Braun Strowman in a Vegas casino singing karaoke, I mean, it's just moments like that make you smile and see that bullshit happen. I think that if it does matter where WrestleMania goes, to a flagship town, a flagship city, if Vegas is open for it, then let's do it there instead of New Orleans. New Orleans is having problems with its infrastructure, with money. It's all about the money right now. I don't think they could have actually handled it. They couldn't have. They don't have it in their budget to spend to fix up the city, to clean things up for the WWE. So they're going right back to Vegas. Could have went anywhere else. Could have went to Hollywood. Could have went to New York City. They could have went.
Well,
there.
I know. Here's the thing, though. TKO and UFC is literally based out of Las Vegas. Like they don't. That's where they do all of their business, and they're already looking at a residency there for WWE. They pretty much have one with the UFC Apex. If you guys follow that, and
they had an NXT show. Didn't they, Phil? Didn't they have an NXT show? Didn't they have a NXT show at the Apex?
Yes, they did. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. They'll probably do it again. So.
Yeah.
And like I said on our show, I told Don, I said, who really cares where it's at? If you're sitting home watching it, you want the spectacle, you want a great production, and it'll give you a great production. It'll be top notch all the way. So.
I mean, if Jersey gave him $7.1 million for 2 nights of SummerSlam, imagine what Vegas is giving them for WrestleMania.
That's a hell of a point. Hell of a point.
Ungodly.
Maybe they'll put the Hall of Fame on something other than 2 a.m. Eastern.
They got to do something with that dose. They really do.
So, before we talked about AAA, and we saw the ad for Vikingo again. He's in the audience again. I don't know. I'm holding out, even though people that I would normally just shut the fuck up and listen to when it comes to this lucha shit are telling me, I don't know, man. I think it's more like Triple Mania. But I'm sitting here going, I think on the 31st, they're going to have Vikingo beat Del Rio and just have Vikingo go into these shows with their Gran Campeon or whatever it's called, right? So speaking of AAA at Worlds Collide, we also have Legado del Fantasma, so Los Garzas and Santos versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Psycho Clown, and Pagano. So Dr.
good.
Wagner Jr., I'm surprised they don't just call him Dr. Wagner Jr. So his father and I think grandfather, or just his father, is like a legendary lucha. Psycho Clown is IP that WWE is gonna love making money with, and Pagano I think is another character that they're obviously interested in, and I'll be curious to see if this new La Parka is on that card. And yeah, I just think you put the strap on this AAA show, you put it on Vikingo. And then
You know who's facing Vikingo at this card?
Sorry, what?
Chad Gable, not El Grande Americano. Chad Gable's facing Vikingo on this card.
Yes.
Oh, on the same card here?
Yeah, which is
just
by the way
announced,
3 o'clock Eastern on YouTube.
Oh, that's amazing. So I can't wait for that. So yeah,
Bill,
Gable,
did you see they gave him his full name? El Hijo de like you said they wouldn't do. They did. They gave him his full name in the graphic.
Well, I was going to point. I pointed that out here too, where they say El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. I was like, I just thought they'd call him Dr. Wagner Jr. You know, but they're
his
using
father
El
is
Hijo.
Dr.
So,
Wagner Jr. His grandfather is Dr. Wagner Sr.
yeah,
That's
so
right.
maybe they are just maybe they talked to the guys and were like, it's not a great idea to drop the El Hijo and stuff. If you guys go back to WrestleMania, Vikingo was just Vikingo on the name graphic they give him and everything. So if they're putting the El Hijo back, I mean, cool. It makes no difference to me. I mean, I would just like use them in Mexico, then drop them on like the American shows or whatever. Because if you have 4 guys, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner and El Hijo del Vikingo taking on, that might be a little much. That might be a little AEW-ish, So we'll see how they do that. And yeah, I could see Vikingo though winning that fucking belt from Del Rio and then carrying it through and just through the summer for all of these big fucking shows. But maybe not if they announce Chad Gable, then maybe they don't do that right away then too with Vikingo. But yeah, that was WWE news for now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back into some fucking John Cena versus R-Truth
I think Chad Gable is going to get screwed by El Grande Mexicano while he's down there.
El Grande Mexicano.
Yeah, I mean they've got to do that. But I think you're right about the name and the IP stuff. It's interesting because it was NXT versus AAA at Worlds Collide. They've changed it since the WWE versus AAA.
Right.
You're going to have TNA talent there too, they say.
Cool.
Yeah, it's TNA. Like the Nemeth Bros are going to be there, and like other people. So
wait, but I thought that Ryan Nemeth couldn't be booked anywhere.
Yeah, I thought CM Punk hated him and wouldn't let him get. No, he just won the tag titles in TNA.
What? That's crazy.
Cena wearing the orange and red. Yeah. Cena wearing the orange and red, and he's cutting and the white, and he's cutting off the music. He's gonna make, I think, Mark Nash or whoever the commentary is, give him his proper introduction for the GOAT. The GOAT's in the building. 63% of you all think that John Cena is going to win this match. I think because it's not for the title, R-Truth's going to get it. So wearing Tampa Buccaneer colors.
Oh, we've got Lillian.
Yeah, Lillian, the GOAT as well before Irvin. And let's see what goes down here.
She looks great.
Truth's going to come out to Cena's music. Oh, my God. He's such a funny guy, dude.
He's not a good enough heel.
I bet he's going to sell 1 billion of those fucking shirts, dude.
He doesn't correct Lillian Garcia. He only does it to the other guy. He's not a good enough heel. He's showing her respect.
Ron Cena.
Ron Cena.
People are loving this.
Ron Cena. Oh my god. And they made him that shirt too. That's amazing. I bet Truth's gonna sell 1 billion of those. Yeah, that's what's up, chat.
Well,
Chat, give me a what's up if you're down with that.
Well, Triple H has recovered one of the fumbles from this alone.
Oh my god.
What's he?
And
About
then
52?
Cena just lays him out.
Is he 52?
Who? Truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 50 or 50 something. Yeah. 52. Yeah.
WWE fans reacted positively. There also be some PTSD, previous days for John Cena.
And for my TNA fans back in the day, man, you guys know what's up. What's up? Fucking Ron Killings, bro.
He was the first black NWA champion, wasn't he?
I think so.
K Quick?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't think his name was K Quick though. It was just Ron the Truth Killings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. K
Oh,
Quick
he was K
when he
Quick
in
when he tagged with the
WWF.
Road Dogg in WWE. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in WWF, and then he switched to TNA. Then he went by his real name. His real name is Ron Killings.
Yes.
His last name, yeah.
And-
So he was
and
just
it-
Ron the Truth Killings, and then
And he's the first black NWA champion if you ignore the WCW was NWA.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Swerve was the first black champion. Thank
You can't wrestle. Yes, he can.
Bill Clinton was the first black champion.
Okay, Clinton. I tell you what, 51, 52 years old, I wish I could get a blood transfusion from that guy. Good Lord.
I'll take a blood transfusion from either of these guys.
Yeah. Because we're the old horsemen.
Yeah, Cena just same old shit, and he just milks it. You gotta love it. Same old shit. Same old shit.
Cena with the new hair.
Boom.
He's just invigorated by his championship.
That's it.
Oh,
Put a
Truth's
belt on the
cooked.
guy,
Oh, he
make his
slips
hair
out.
grow.
Oh, now he's gonna hit Cena with Cena's own shit, dude. This is a years of payoff. This is like 10 years of a payoff, literally, of Truth doing Cena shit when Cena wasn't around for maybe not 10 years, but you guys like 7, you know? He's been doing Cena shit while Cena isn't there.
Damn,
all
Phil.
these years later, they're actually wrestling. He's doing Cena shit too, Cena. Like what a
YouTube's ahead
fucking
of the cock.
payoff, dude.
You're watching on YouTube, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're ahead of the cock.
Oh my
by like a
god,
minute
there's
and a
no
half.
way. Oh
I hate when people are ahead of the cock.
god. Damn.
Rim shot.
He's got the STR locked in, dude.
He's only about 10 seconds. I've been on the show with Phil when he's like 2 minutes ahead of me.
It's time cop.
It's a time.
I just like to say Phil finishes early.
Saturday night time cop.
Yeah,
It's
mine
an
is being
event.
preempted by Shazam 2. What's up?
Oh my gosh, Sam too. That's this coming Saturday night. Next
Fucking
week.
Zach Levy.
It'd be funny as hell if the last half hour of Double or Nothing ends with Shazam 2 tomorrow.
That would be funny. I mean, I won't
Cena's
know
got
because
the
I won't be
title.
watching it. But
He'll
still.
just DQ it. He doesn't give a shit. This is an exhibition bout.
Well, that's old-fashioned heel.
Oh, but he couldn't do it.
Is this like a no DQ? Because he's holding that belt for a long time without the ref doing a thing.
As long as you don't use it,
Hmm.
because the referee's looking at him, waiting.
I mean, the ref should be warning him something.
He kind of mumbles.
He's gonna kick He's gonna kick him in the balls. Oh god, it's a swerve. it's a ruse.
He's such a good actor.
Oh my God.
Didn't you see him in Cock Blockers? Watch out. Oh, no. Oh, this
son of a gun.
Ooh.
There's green shirt guy. Super fan smiles.
Just classic heel shit. Gonna use the championship anyways, though.
What the hell was this?
I think we all were wrong, though.
Yeah. What the hell was this?
What in the Billy Corgan is this shit?
What?
And then he just dips out. There you go. Yeah, see, I never got the vibe. Like, I know a lot of people are saying Cody Rhodes is going to return tonight and shit. I never really got the vibe from this event that was ever going to happen. I always just kind of felt like this was going to be what it was. But I would, like, if Truth had won, the roof would have blown off the place. But this is probably the smarter thing to do, is just have Cena win. He's your champion, you know? He's your world fucking champion. It's like Hogan losing to, like, fucking... you know, SB Jones or some shit.
Now the sickos are probably typing up on Twitter.
Well,
R-Truth
yeah.
buried.
I mean...
They buried R-Truth.
I will take no disrespect for Special Delivery Jones on this show. Thank you.
That's right. There you go.
Don't worry, Tozawa will avenge him.
Oh, God.
Okay, so the poll in the chat, I'm going to end that now over on youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. If you're over on X, come on over. Come on over, baby. Come on over, baby, to YouTube. And yeah, 59% of you guys thought John Cena. I'll put another poll for this cage match. Is this the main event?
Well, they got it.
What is left?
I'm at 9:08 right now, Eastern Standard Time, and
yes,
they got a lot of.
Oh, sorry,
left.
and then we got Uso and Logan Paul still, but we got the cage match next. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm going to. Who do you think wins this cage match? And we will vote in the chat. I want everybody's vote, either Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre.
Have we lost Ric Flair? I think Ric Flair's gone, isn't he?
Will they have blood on NBC, Phil?
Will we have blood in this one? I don't know.
Yes.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I know. NBC.
Pussy ass WWE. We already got blood from Chelsea Green, so
that was hard way.
We're not gonna get it here. Just kidding. I'm not like one of the. I don't really care if they do it or not. This over at 10. I don't know. We're all in different time zones. Am I the only one who expected a house show type event tonight, not a PLE? No, I think we all do. I'm not disappointed. I'm having a fucking blast. I've enjoyed this event so far. You know.
Yeah. It's not
Saturday night's mid-event Hypno. That's fair. This hasn't been like fucking knock your socks off event here. You know. There now I'm on at the same point as Phil, so it's not spoiled. You had to pause a bit. So you were fucking Northern DC's even more ahead. You're a headlier. You're a header than I am. I don't mind green shirt guy. The Trinidad and Tobago mark is annoying. Why? They're all good guys. And yeah, that's checking in with chat. It's a 2-hour show. Exactly. No overruns. The same AEW. Yeah, they don't got to do that trick.
You have to realize what Saturday night's main events were. They weren't meant to be pay-per-views back in the old days. They were meant to be fillers until the build up to the show. They're not meant to be PLEs.
Right.
I don't know what people expect. It's not that thing.
Yeah, but they were all on from 11:30 to 1 a.m. This is prime.
That's
time.
my point. That's my point. You're not going to get that. I don't know.
I mean, I can expect a house show and still think the show stinks, and I do.
Yeah,
you're going to get one or two good matches, and that's going to be it. And then you're going to get a lot of filler. That's the way it always was. That's how the blueprint was. So you watch every show, go back and watch them. They're all the same shit.
No, I have to wait for my 1 or 2 good matches. I haven't got one yet.
You get one now. It's coming.
And I don't even care about matches. Like I don't like the booking. I don't like how these things are going.
Dose, what do you think the best booked company is right now?
Oh, geez.
That's a tough question.
It is, because I mean, listen, I don't watch TNA, so I can't comment on it. I haven't watched AEW in like 60-something weeks, so I can't really comment on that.
I saw that, yeah.
I mean, NXT is the only show I consistently enjoy, so I'm going to go with NXT.
It's so good, isn't it, bro?
It's good.
It's so good.
I mean, MLW makes more sense than WWE right now.
So you're Dave Meltzer. You really love Lucha Libre. Speaking of Dave Meltzer, we're not going to do a Dave Meltzer's dumb moment, but we're going to jump back into WWE's news. So WrestleNomics. So, okay, Switchblade actually asked Raj Giri, judging by the first Raw show on Netflix, it's about 53% U.S. viewers in the first 24 hours. Dave's biggest mistake is comparing viewers to views. Netflix numbers are basically equivalent of Nielsen homes, yet he compares 900K homes with AEW numbers, which are viewers. Raj Giri says WrestleNomics has their Nielsen estimates of Raw viewership, and with viewership per home included, they estimated the 5/12/25 Raw to be at around 1.6 million viewers. The big problem with Netflix data is that there's no way to get 18 to 49 numbers or how many people are viewing a show, since they don't track that. And it's so funny because Dave's like, oh, the key demo. While Netflix does track how many U.S. viewers are watching Raw, that data isn't public. So until we have even one U.S. number verified by Netflix, it's just guessing. That's why I don't compare Raw numbers to SmackDown, because it's such an unknown. And this is coming off the back of people saying, Raw's lost all these viewers. It's a dead show, blah, 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 blah. Dose, again, your thoughts on this. I know you're the expert in this field. Not an expert, but you are definitely someone who I appreciate your opinion when it comes to this sort of thing. What's your reaction to Switchblade and Raj's interaction here?
I mean, I respect both of them a lot. I think sometimes Switchblade gets a little bit tied into minutia and like small types of points, which I appreciate sometimes, but not all the time. I think Raj is probably really on the beat of things. I mean, the demo matters, but it really only matters if your show is struggling. I mean, nobody talks about NFL's demo.
Exactly, bro. Thank you.
I mean, SmackDown does the best demo by far on Friday nights, but Fox still canceled it, and Fox hasn't regretted that decision. So, I mean, the demo is sort of overblown. As far as this viewers and viewership thing, I mean, I guess with Nielsen, people answer a survey, but you have to assume they're answering it correctly and honestly. And I mean, people, they just do it as quickly as possible. There's no way to know how many people are watching on Netflix. There could be 42 people in the room. There could be no one in the room. So this is all speculation. But I can tell you one thing: that of the three people involved, Meltzer is the most wrong.
Yes. I love it. Oba Femi is completely unhinged. He exposed Stephanie Vacquer's boyfriend as we get a stare down between John Cena and Jey Uso.
Matches, respectively.
I mean, I'm looking forward to beating up Stephanie's boyfriend for a little bit. But I have a one-on-one match with Miles.
Speaking of Miles Bourne, and some people were like, "Oh, I don't think they're dating." They're dating.
Bourne, he's walked his way up the ranks, and
who is that guy?
Matches to earn an opportunity for the NXT.
Which guy?
The interviewer.
Oh, I don't even know. Shout him out though.
Championship, which I respect.
Matches.
But yeah, he just violated Miles Bourne there.
Well, Miles Bourne should thank him.
I was going to say something bad there, but I pulled it back.
Stephanie Vacquer is a fine-looking woman.
I was going to ask, when you guys lose your hearing to date her?
Nah.
Anybody? I'm married, good sir. Don't answer questions like that. No.
I'm married too, but my wife is very ill.
Jesus Christ.
That's how we what? That's how we planned it, Johnny.
I hope she lost her hearing.
Okay. I want to head break free. No. So Lucha Blog says WWE announced Angel. Oh yeah, we covered that. I posted this madness, and shout out to Tonka. Okay, that's my guy right there. But AEW Double or Nothing, right? So Double or Nothing, guys, is supposed to be AEW's SummerSlam or WrestleMania. Like it's All In, All Out, and Double or Nothing are their three, I'd say, like main, maybe not All Out anymore, but All In and Double or Nothing are like their WrestleMania, SummerSlam level shows. They sold 6,600 tickets. Overnight, all of a sudden, like 1,200 tickets were sold. Tony Khan recently, in recent weeks, has been proven to be padding houses and giving away, I'm estimating, in the thousands of free tickets for the All-In show. Now, we're going to cover that when we dive into Double or Nothing tomorrow. I'm going to hop on and react to AEW news before I watch that pay-per-view with NXT as well, because this directly relates to that. But WWE Battleground, though, distributed 7,100. Now, overnight, AEW surpassed NXT, and I don't know. Again, sickos are like freaking out under this post now, a day later. But at the time when I posted this a day ago, I mean, they're set up for as many tickets. AEW set up for as many as NXT sold. So it's quite interesting. We're going to keep an eye on this, and I'll give you an update tomorrow on PWT live show when we watch Double or Nothing and NXT head to head. But again, like, what are your guys's Dose? What's your thoughts on this? Like, I mean, have you seen the evidence of the attendance padding and the? I mean, he's paying people $100 to be seat fillers at shows. We know that for sure. We've seen the emails, and then also we know for a fact. Like, I've had innumerable people that I've seen on X and respond to me and tell me that they're handing out tickets, like 4 to 6 tickets per person for this All-In show. They're just like padding the fucking house for this thing. What do you make of all that?
I agree. I mean, listen, I was sort of early to the party of noticing that there were sometimes 15% to 20% more tickets distributed than there appeared to be bodies in the arena, just from the eye count. And then people would confirm it. And then we heard about the comps, and then buy one, get one free, buy one, get 3 free. And every now and then the paid for tickets where they were having seat fillers $100. And recently that was distributed around. I mean, is it evidence? I guess. Is it irrefutable evidence? No, you could refute it. But I mean, it's just a pattern that you know, it seems to me that, like, in the beginning, Tony Khan buys the first 10 or 15% of tickets, and then at the end, somebody buys, 10 or 15%, sometimes more of the seats. And as things get to be more desperate on an objective level for AEW, it seems to get a little bit more desperate. I mean, 2 days, selling 2,000 tickets in 2 days, that's like 25%. That's crazy. Like, I could buy last minute people like 400 tickets moving in a day, or 520 tickets moving in 2 days. This is crazy. It's obvious fraud. Whatever. Just keep this guy away from the real businesses. Shad knows what he's doing.
So we see that they're paying people $100 to like fill seats or whatever. That's an old Hollywood trick. You get $60, $100, $160, whatever, to go sit in the crowd and clap when fucking Bill Maher makes a point or whatever, right? You guys know what I'm saying? So with this, it's like, okay, that's show business, but then the All-In seats apparently are just being given away like hotcakes. Like, I know it's anecdotal, but there's so many people saying, look, if you're in this area, they're just giving like floor seats away. Do you think
they gotta do what they gotta do? And seriously, because they're not, like you said, they're not selling squats. So do what they gotta do.
And to put this in perspective too, like, look at the nosebleed tickets for UFC, and UFC, just so everybody knows, is shitting the bed too. Like, their events are lackluster. They're not as fun. They sort of phone them in. They do a lot from the Apex, and they're struggling to sell tickets to a lot of events as well. And so, not struggling, I don't want to use that word, but because they're still selling out, but there's been events where people are like, oh shit, they might not sell this thing out, but either way though, UFC, here's the prices for nosebleed tickets, and like they're $716 for nosebleeds and shit. So this is like WWE. We're talking about AEW's giving tickets away and being outdrawn by NXT. And we're talking about WWE and just TKO in general. I quote tweeted this. I was like, I wonder how much the tickets are for these pro bull riding events. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, are they charging an arm and a leg for those two? What does it cost to get in a power slap or whatever? I don't know if TKO owns that or just Dana White, but it's like, God damn, man, where do we, like, I mean, if you're a UFC and WWE fan, you're fucked at this point as well. And this is happening all around, but it's not going to stop until people stop paying for it, and people aren't stopping paying for it. You guys get what I'm saying? So this is an issue with TKO all around, or it's not an issue for them. It's an issue for fans, I suppose. But for them, I mean, their bottom line is fucking selling tickets, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess they want to keep us riffraff at home watching on Peacock or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because that equals like bigger TV deals when their TV deals come up, and they have to negotiate, I guess, right? More viewership, more power in that regard. And this cage match is going down, but quickly, Alberto Del Rio is currently not planned to appear at the upcoming WWE AAA TNA Worlds Collide PLE on June 7th. And this is what I mean, man. He's taking on Vikingo on the 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're totally right. You're 100%.
And Alberto produces matches in that, like, already. He works behind the scenes and shit. But when these dirt sheets reported, including Meltzer, like, oh, people in AAA got new contracts. They didn't. That's entirely false. None of them got new deals. And Del Rio's deal is through Triple Mania. I know that for sure. So the plan always has been him to be, not to play spoiler if you're like a Mexican wrestling fan, champion through Triple Mania. Now, that could change all of a sudden because WWE owns 51% now, and they just showed a commercial and showed Vikingo on Saturday Night Main Event. They showed him at WrestleMania. He was standing right behind Triple H when they made the fucking announcement, and he's facing Alberto on the 31st this month. So I implore everybody to tune into that show. And you know what like my mind will be if they just put it on Vikingo and then they're like, no, he's going to carry the belt through the fucking summer. Then Triple H is just calling all that or whoever is. I don't know if that's last minute or whatever.
It seems like it's been a while since WrestleMania, but I just want to be consistent. I am not interested in Vikingo. I wasn't before. I'm not now. He's a tiny little child. Doesn't belong in a WWE wrestling ring. I don't care if he can do flips and all of that, and he's happy. Better than Del Rio because Del Rio's tried to kill people, and I think he's successfully killed somebody. But
that's all allegedly. I didn't say that. Don't said that. Okay.
Okay. Allegedly. I don't know. I said I thought. I don't know.
It's a 50-50 chance.
Allegedly. Again, I didn't say. I gave no percentages or percentiles other than the ones in my polls. No, but I will say this.
I was there. I saw him do it because I was the getaway driver.
Oh my god.
How bad is Meltzer's bottom line where he's got to manufacture news? Like, they all got new WWE contracts.
Yeah, well, that's just bullshit. And then Conan called that shit out too, I think, to Alvarez as well, which is hilarious. But I'll say this, though. Alberto Del Rio's an anomaly. Like, he's a heel champion that's working in Mexico long term, and that's never happened. And so, you know, the thing is do they cut that momentum off just because WWE has their agenda? You know, that's the question that needs. Yes, and exactly the answer to that is, well, historically, yes. You know what I mean? That's likely what they would do. So I'm willing to bet, even though motherfuckers are saying no. My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. I think on the 31st he drops that shit.
Well, they made a real point of highlighting him tonight. A real point. I mean, he was highlighted major. So yeah, I'm
and
not
then him
versus
versus Gable for that title, and then a guy who's not Chad Gable shows up in Chad Gable's match. That's clearly not him. That's clearly actually like a Mexican dude is in the El Grande Americano gear and fucks fucks Vikingo out of the match, and then Gable wins the no, that'd be too much flip-flopping it around. But that would be hilarious, wouldn't it be? If like
It'll be
somebody
Ray
who's
Phoenix.
clearly a Mexican dude with like long black hair, you know, and he's like clearly like his skin's brown, and he comes out there and he's like wearing the El Grande gear, and he fucks whoever out of the title. It's just some dude. It could just be anyone that Chad
Yeah,
Gable
it'll be
hired, you
Phoenix.
know.
It'll be Ray Phoenix, I think. Oh well, maybe Penta.
It's a very, very Vince McMahon type scenario you just
Oh
proposed.
yeah, pal.
That's right.
Yeah. And get a few of those senoritas on my plane. Do they wear masks? Do people know who they are if they wear masks? Can we cut the top off of one of those so her hair's poking out the top? And then if I don't know her identity, I can't get caught. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Here's a safe bet: you'll never see Alberto Del Rio / El Patron on the Peacock or any WWE program ever. He'll be relegated to Backstage in AAA. That's it.
I think he's
agree.
going to be let go from AAA as well. But Esperdad.
Just continue doing what he's doing now.
I love
It's
having
fine.
Ventura on fucking commentary. That was WWE News, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh.
How's this match? Any good?
This one's been fun, yeah, so far, but there's a long ass commercial there.
Yeah,
that was a long one.
Choke slam, south of heaven.
Oh, Priest with a Claymore.
Ventura on commentary's money. Yeah, I doubt we'll ever like get a huge title switch on one of these Saturday night main events.
Hardly ever happened.
Like maybe like a tag title switch or something, you know, but I don't see anything like overly huge happening at.
I think you're right. I mean, it'd be counterproductive since they have practically monthly PLEs.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, this isn't a suplex off the cage. I mean, WWE will make it make you think it's off the cage, but it's not really off the cage, Brian. Remember when Dave said that shit to fucking Brian? He literally was trying to say that when Seth did that to Punk, like when Punk and Seth did that same spot, the suplex off the cage there, he's like, well, it wasn't off the cage. You know, they trick people. It's crazy. The fans think it's off. It's like, yeah, it's all a work, Dave. That's the whole point. Like, okay, where was Punk? Hanging off the cage? Oh, and then he got suplex from there? So it was a suplex off the cage.
Poor people don't like AEW.
And he fucking does this shit all the time, man. And it drives me nuts, but it's funny to chronicle here at PWT.
I get my Meltzer primarily from two places. You and Meltzer Says What.
Yeah. Well, Meltzer says was the GOAT. Him and I DM back and forth a lot. So you would be surprised. Those are the two prime sources to get it from. And he's been at it since, I mean, holy shit, man. We're talking 7-8 years, like, you know, he at least of just roasting Meltzer for Meltzer Said What. I think his earliest tweets of covering Meltzer was like 2018, 2019, I want to say.
Yeah, and Soup, of course. How do I forget?
And so, of course, yeah. Well, yeah, they're the OGs, man.
Meltzer argued with an artificial intelligence this weekend.
Yeah, I know, dude. He was arguing with AI, dude.
It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Dementia, some form of autism. What's going on with Dave Meltzer? That's what
It's like extreme egotism is part of it. Because when Last and Corny read his old Meltzer files, fuck, man, he just had an ego when he was like just starting out. The way he talked to people, it was like, are you serious? This is how he would literally still speak to people back then, like I study it and all this shit. He would just say this. It's fucked up, man. And the way Meltzer Said What is able to literally call what Dave's gonna do.
Well, extreme
right? So Meltzer said
egotism
what made a
is
post. Meltzer said what made that post about tomorrow Dave's going to do this. And then he DM'd it to me. And then I responded to Meltzer said what, like super late at night or early in the morning. I was like, yo, is that what he said? And then I fucking went and like scowled X some more. And I saw that Meltzer said what responded to himself with exactly what he predicted would happen. And then I fucking messaged him. I think this is this morning. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I was like, it's incredible how you're able to just, he just knows him like the back of his hand, man. And it's the fact, like, to think all these years ago, like even in 2019, I mean, I was lurking the IWC and shit, but I didn't realize like how kooky Meltzer really was for AEW. You know, I really didn't catch on, until you get a few years deep in AEW and you're like, holy shit, really, dude? And you start to just see it everywhere. You know, for instance, people saying NXT canceled the show. All the dirt sheets are like NXT canceled. NXT canceled. They just moved their show. But
Right.
when it's AEW, they go AEW moved their show. You know, that stuff like in 2018 or 2017 or 2019, not everyone was picking up on all that shit. Meltzer said what was there picking up on that shit, you know? And of course, Soup Boys and shit. I'm sure there were some people, but I'm just saying, like, in general now, people kind of understand Meltzer's lost his shit. Like, the general consensus is that he's lost his shit. So much so that he's arguing with AI because AI is like, well, people think he's kind of lost his shit. You guys know what I'm saying?
When he lost his credibility with Cornette, that became the whole
right. And a big thing was Cornette too pointing it all out, right? And
Yes.
that was around the same time as Meltzer said what was kind of had a tweet for everything. Because I remember early on, I saw Meltzer said what stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't know, this guy just hates AEW. Like, a lot of people just thought that at the beginning, you know? And a lot of people haven't let that go, and a lot of people have been trained to still think that, you know? And there was some of that, and there is some of that, and there's a lot of people, though, who hate on AEW and the IWC who don't even hate AEW, bro. They just fucking hate the fan base, and they just really want to watch them squirm, you know? And we all know people like that in the IWC who troll AEW relentlessly, but they don't even really care. It's just they hate the fandom, and they like getting a rise out of them, you know?
Sure. I think that earlier you said that he suffers from some sort of extreme egotism and someone else had some sort of autism, and those things go together a lot.
So we've got a nice mixture.
Yeah.
With Dave Meltzer's psyche.
And plus
Nice
the hair,
mixture.
plus the hair dye seeping into his brain.
It's rotting, the lead in the hair dye is rotting his brain.
Kenny D sent in $1, but you didn't super chat like a message or anything or a question or anything. So just let me know what you had to say, I guess, in chat there, Kenny D.
It's got to be
Yeah,
at least
question.
$2 to put this message down. It can't be $1. Just so you know.
When I was a Meltzer
that's
subscriber.
Cool. This is cool. I'll talk to. Oh, it's got to be at least 2. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank
when
you.
I was a Meltzer subscriber back in the late 80s, early 90s,
yeah,
New Japan Pro Wrestling and All Japan was everything for Dave Meltzer. Everything. He crowed and crowed and crowed how it was so much better than WWE. I don't think we had this, Drew McIntyre losing. I don't think anybody.
No.
They locked the cage back up. This is weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling this event here, the bookings. Now, maybe Drew has another movie, so they're going to write him off for a bit, or he just wants some time off. But that keeps happening where he comes and goes, and, yeah, maybe it's time to strap him up when he finally comes back.
Don't know. That makes sense. I mean, I heard that he was fighting off injuries, and I think he is doing a movie, so makes sense. But
is he doing another flick?
I think so.
I didn't hear anything about it. I'll poke around.
Focus.
He did say on Twitter yesterday, I believe, that he can't turn his head to the left all the way.
So it might be time to. Well, here's the thing, okay? I hate just doing this because I'm not a fucking Meltzer guy. Someone was telling me, they're like, yo, you know, people are getting banged up who are on TV a lot and like fucking blah, 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 blah. And like there's some wrestlers who are banged up and shit. And then you're saying, Drew's saying that. I mean, maybe he just needs time off. Maybe people are just neat because there's some people wrestling a lot more than other people, folks. You know, you watch the shows every week, you know it, you see who's wrestling all the time and who's just cutting promos and then wrestling on the big events. So
Who's had the most matches?
That's sort of the PLE roster, TV roster thing. And if the TV roster guys are getting banged up, even though there's less house shows, then that's not good either, right? So I just hope Drew's okay. He legit got fucking rocked though when he got chokeslammed off that thing. So I don't know when Drew's like with Drew, you don't know if he's working or not fully, but when he got chokeslammed off the thing from Priest, he did look like he got fucked up. But was he working, and is this a work just to give him time off or to do a movie? I could totally see him doing more movie stuff as well. He's shooting commercials like for The Rock's Project Rock, and he's got prospects, man. So that I think also lays into, like, you guys were asking, why didn't they put the title on Punk? I think that because Punk has to go film TV shows and movies that are grandfathered into his contract. You know what I mean? And Drew might have some of that too, where it's like, well, I have this and that opportunity. Okay, we can't put the title on you. You know, that makes perfect sense to me as well. So although with Liv, she was able to do her thing, but with Liv, she had to go film her shit. So with Liv's part in this movie, she's not going to be in this movie a whole whack ton. I think she gets abducted or some shit. But to film her shit, they just banged it all out. And the reason they were so high on her role is that she is just super dramatic in the film, you know? Like I think she's like a victim, like a trafficking victim or something. So you might see, like, she's going to be ultra dramatic, crying. It's going to be crazy. The
politician's daughter or something in that movie?
Yeah. Well, I
gets
think
kidnapped.
Yeah, so I mean, she's a kidnapped victim, so she's going to be like very minimal, you know, in the flick. But when we do see her, it's going to be intense. So that's why she got heavy praise. But they were able to film her shit in probably like a couple weeks, get her out of there. She's back on Raw in no time. They don't have to strip her title. But when it comes to like a Punk, you're our world champion. If he's a regular on this sci-fi show and all of that, maybe that's why, and maybe that's what happened with Drew here. I'm not feeling the booking of this card thus far, though, personally. No. So
it's a little lackluster.
Yeah.
Have you heard who had the most televised matches in the WWE?
I have not.
LA Knight, 29 matches. Not
That's
counting
amazing.
last night. 29 matches.
Workhorse.
Yes. He has the most matches of men or women right now.
Who's second? Priest?
I can't recall.
Dominic, no.
I think it might be Io Sky is number 2.
Oh, I just meant for men. I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Kenny D, I'm not an AEW fan. I'm not rich. Shit. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the support and for being here in the chat. And hey, you know what Dave says, right?
You know, poor people don't like AEW.
But you know what we say to that.
Stupid idiot.
So there you go. That was a blah finish. Yeah, Chad agrees. I love Jesse for just trashing and walking out the door finish. Yeah, dude. What are you talking about? It used to be you had to escape the cage through the door or over the top. They only recently added pin submission, which I personally don't like. I don't like that either.
Me too. I love the Meltzer thinks that like the AEW fan base are the same folks who are like going to the Louvre.
I know, and what he also thinks is like, and a lot of these sickos think this, if you fucking just like, let's say Monday Night Raw is supposed to come on Netflix, it's like ba-boom, and then all of a sudden it's Dynamite, and then they were forced to watch it with their eyes open, and they weren't allowed to turn away, they'd all convert to AEW fans. Like, that's what all these people think, man. Dave thinks that Osprey's like, they'd have an orgasm if they seen me, bruv. It's like they wouldn't, bro. That's the thing. You honestly think if you just plug Dynamite in, you're going to convert all these fans. It just doesn't work that way. And it's crazy that Dave thinks that everyone was like, what, watching basketball? Is that what you're getting at, Dose? How, you know, the rating for Dynamite was shit. And then he's basically like, well, everyone chose to go watch basketball.
Well, how he was going, he was having a conniption that he couldn't understand it because it's not true. But no, what you just played, the clip, poor people don't like AEW. Like
Yeah.
he thinks that the people who watch AEW are like they're going to the ballet on Mondays,
Right.
they're going to La Boheme on Tuesdays, they're going to the Louvre on Thursdays, and on Wednesdays they're watching Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, when in all actuality, it's WWE fans that are rich. They're paying all the money to go
are.
to these shows.
Well, that's true too.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, it's 100%. Think about what they're
Darling,
paying for
we
a
have
ticket.
to cut. We have to cut our time at the Louvre short. I have
Yeah.
to go back to the penthouse to watch AEW Collision. Daniel
yes.
Garcia's wrestling tonight. He's a fine young man.
Delectable.
no Khan this year. We have to see Tony Khan.
Yes.
Darling.
Does he
Do
put
they
his
do
pink-
bottle service?
Does he put his pinky up when he drinks his tea?
Is the Luther around? I need my car valeted. Quick, get me a jobber. That's why Tony's got all the fucking Ring of Honor guys employed. They're valeting rich people's cars.
That would be hilarious to see that.
Side,
I'll take Wagyu beef with my Chardonnay.
Where's Blake Christian?
Yes. That Blake Christian fellow is a fine lad. There we go.
Yes,
Mr.
that
Yee.
MJF fellow. He's quite classy.
If
I
were
found
English-
it. That World Wrestling Entertainment. I find it rather elementary.
Call Wardlow to move my wardrobe again.
If you were English, you could drop the C bomb all over the place and nobody would bother you, but we're not English, so.
Bruv.
But if I just, but if I do an Irish accent, then I can call you a cunt.
Allegedly.
then I can get away with it.
Honey,
Or
call
tell you-
Husey. Call Husey.
Phil just read the fine point and got figured it out.
I love how Anarchy in the Arena is just Stadium Stampede, though. We got to watch that shit tonight. I mean, tomorrow, rather. My bad. My bad. Yeah.
You're watching that shit tomorrow night.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people aren't going to be down.
I'm going to watch the NXT show.
Yeah, I'm going to double. What's that?
The old Lone Ranger joke when they're surrounded and Lone Ranger goes to Tonto, well, we're in trouble. And Tonto goes, what do you mean we?
So sorry. I'm getting Dose. What are you saying to me?
Nothing. That was Flair who said that.
Dose is mad now.
He's saying you're watching the AEW crap and we're not.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
pretty much it.
Well, I'll be watching
John
AEW,
JID 999 in chat says, "Yo, Phil, can I ask you something? I'm broke. I can't send a super chat, but what do you think about the AAA WWE pay-per-view coming up, bruv? I was just talking about it, man. It's pretty sick. So if you've been listening to PWT, I'm the one who broke the AAA news. No, I didn't, but I was talking about the potential sale. WWE could be looking to buy a AAA company. You know what I mean? So I was obviously, this is basically what I was talking about, right? And we were talking about Hot Lucha Summer for months and months. So this is it, man. We're seeing it come to fruition. So I'm excited for it too. I'm not like the biggest Lucha mark of all time. I am a Lucha mark though. Like when I went to Mexico, I made sure to go out of my way to do like some El Santo shit. And you know what I mean? Like I'm super into that. So for me, I'm hyped. Now, the rumors about these guys all signing WWE contracts, that's fake. As like new contracts, anybody who was signed before is just on their same deal. And then so what that means is
was a delegation form that AAA delegated it to TKO. I mean, that the new party of the first part was no longer AAA; it was now TKO. It was just an assignment and delegation form.
Right. So they just like absorbed whatever, like they own 51%. This is like WWE wants the IP in that shit. But listen, just to get to the actual event itself, I've been saying, so on the 31st, you're a Lucha fan, AAA, Vikingo versus Del Rio. Vikingo is going to beat Del Rio for that fucking belt. even though apparently Del Rio's supposed to hold it through Triple Mania. So you tell me, John, because you're a fucking Lucha fan. Do you think Vikingo or Del Rio's going to leave with it on the 31st, going into the hot Lucha summer where we have Vikingo on all these fucking big crossover shows with WWE and TNA, etc. I'm excited for it. You know, I love the Fed. You know, I love TNA. You know, I love Lucha. I think MLW does the CMLL crossovers better than AEW. So I'm more of like a Lucha MLW mark, I would say. Like whenever I throw that on YouTube, I'm way more entertained than the way AEW uses their luchas ever. Here's the thing. Before all this shit, I would always say Tony Khan can't book luchas and women. Go back to day one of PWT, and I fucking criticized Tony for that. Women and luchas. He didn't know what the fuck he's doing. Still doesn't. And I'm excited for it, and I'm just glad the Lucha Bros are free so they can be a part of this. I'm glad Stephanie Vaquer went with her dream job and not the fucking money up front job, and she's going to make more money in the long term. And she went with WWE, followed her dreams, because now she's going to be a part of it. I'm glad Andrade's there because we're going to see him wrestle more because he puts on bangers and he's very underutilized in WWE. But let's face it, they just hired him back because he's a Triple H guy and he was married to Charlotte at the time. So I'm excited for it, bro. I'm excited to see like Psycho Clown. I know some people don't know who like El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. is and shit. I'm a mark for stuff like that as well, and I'm just excited for it. And I'm going to start talking more Lucha on PWT Pod the same way I've been shilling New Japan and Japanese wrestling more and more, which I have a whole pod about New Japan and their relationship with AEW dropping on Monday. I saved it for Monday because I had a busy weekend. But, yeah, so thank you for that question, and thank you for asking me because I'm clearly passionate about the shit. And, yeah, I think this is a really good move. And I think now we're going to see Los Garzas and some of these people shine more. Rey Mysterio. You might get a situation where Rey Mysterio is your like AAA champion. Maybe they give it to him for or something like that, you know? So it's just more of a reason to get more and more people into different wrestling. And I'm glad WWE's taken this approach. This was Triple H's vision at the beginning, was NXT Europe, which I also called, by the way, and now all the dirt sheets are talking about it. But it won't be UK again. It'll be Europe. I called that. They're all talking about it. So it's Europe, Mexico, Africa, and you also got to look. UFC just opened a performance center in Mexico. So, and then we've already seen Stephanie Vaquer down there, people crossing over. So it won't be long before we get a performance center from WWE in Mexico as well. I promise you. And NXT AAA is NXT Mexico's real, but it won't take over AAA. That's a farce as well that the dirt sheets are doing everyone with. And yeah, thoughts on this whole Lucha summer. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that just prefaces it all really quickly so everybody knows, catches you up on everything I've chronicled here, because I'm fucking done talking about this Triple H shit. I gotta be honest. Unless someone drops a bomb on me, Money in the Bank, they're gonna announce like an Arena Mexico show or something like that. And then that I'll talk about that, and then that'll be it, because I've been going over this for the last few weeks. But yeah, it's because I've been on top of this shit. So
Pro Wrestle Times, everybody, ahead of the curve.
Thank you. I hope that was a good rant and you all could clip that and got some useful information. Right now we got Logan Paul versus Jey Uso, the main fucking event, and I'm here for it. Eric,
how long do you think Jey Uso is going to be that kid's biggest fan for a long time, because you got the Yeet with him on stage there, not on stage but in the crowd? That was pretty cool. You see that before the commercial?
Maddie for two goes, that Ricochet fellow fingers his bum on the telly.
Yes, I saw that earlier. Yes, it does.
Oh my god!
You know why that guy asked you that question, Phil?
What? Go ahead.
Because old horsemen don't talk to poor people.
There you go.
Yeah, poor people don't like PWT. F1WGP7 for 5. Says WWE needs to put more of the Lucha interviews on the English YouTube. Well, we were talking about valets too. Would Zelina not be awesome, like managing a faction of these dudes and talking for them and shit? Like, I mean, that would be, and I know that might be a little regressive, some people might say, for her position, but fuck, man. Psycho Clown's 2-minute interview on WWE Espanol is enough to get him over. That's what I'm saying. And if you speak on Espanol, man, which a lot of people in America do, C-Dos?
Mm-hmm.
There you go, dude.
This is
your wife's a famous. Your wife's a famous TikToker now. Right?
She is
crossing over the language barriers. No,
that's right. Famously,
that's
Latina
right,
as well.
brother. Yeah, and she's a hot Latina with all due respect, right?
She's a
So, I
smoke show.
mean, you talk to Dose about all that. Logan Paul's going to pull Jay's best match out of him that he's
he's
gonna
only got
have in
10 minutes.
2025. Yeah.
It's not going to be much in 10 minutes.
In 10, yeah, it's only 10. You're right, dude. Shit, I didn't look at the time. I went on a 10-minute rant there.
That was good though.
Thank you. I need to fucking, because I've been chronicling it and it's like if it's always someone's first time tuning in, you know what I mean? So it's like, let me just catch you up to speed, brother. You know, like let's just do it.
That's right.
And then I can clip that and hopefully we can stop talking about it for a while. I like this referee's like, what is this, a mohawk or no? It's just like a crew cut. Never mind. It's like a shaved
divot. Like
not
he's got
even
a divot on his head.
Yeah,
It's
not
like
even
the
a
marine
fade.
cut.
Marine, yeah, marine cut. That's it.
Phil, I just like to say this to you. Drop it while we're at another freaking commercial. There's a market, I think, for hot lucha summer T-shirts.
Oh yeah, dude. I know. Oh my
You could do that,
God.
Phil. You could do that.
626. I am. I gotta get on fucking tees, man. We're doing it.
You
We're
would
doing
sell a ton of those things. I believe.
know.
Hot Lucha
Yeah.
Times.
What's that?
What's that?
Hot Lucha Times in Fuego.
Yeah, dude. Well, Hot Lucha
Yeah.
Summer. I've been saying that for months and months and months and
Yeah.
months and months, and then I was
Months.
allowed to stooge it finally, and it was like awesome. And then pretty much the announcement was made, and it was like I was being super obvious about it before, but yeah. And here's the thing, though, with WWE, someone straight up who fucking. Again, I hate doing this shit, but someone who wrestled for all the Japanese feds DM me straight up saying the fucking WWE deal with Noah fell through, so that's why they're looking at New Japan. But we haven't heard. It seems like Noah's. This is a while ago though, so it seems like Noah and them are all still tight. And New Japan. That's why I haven't been like blowing that up either. But there might be a Japanese Fed announcement too down the. I don't fucking know, but whether it's New Japan is still like up in the air entirely. Like I just don't know if New Japan, if The Rock was trolling or if he's off doing his own side quest, so he posted that, and like TKO doesn't even know that he's what he's planning. And I don't know anything like that. But all I'm saying is if WWE did try to buy Noah and it fell through, that's interesting to say the least. No, because like either way, we're getting TNA versus Maple Leaf Pro, AAA versus CMLL, WWE versus AEW, if you will, and then New Japan versus who's WWE's, unless they steal New Japan, and then who's AEW going to work with. So that is, yeah, I don't. It's all just very, very, very interesting, and I will be the first to stooge any fucking Japanese sales that I hear about.
Didn't the kid from didn't the kid from
honest,
NXT?
you know, don't tell me if you don't want me to say it, okay? 'Cause I'll fucking say
Didn't the
it. What?
Japanese kid from NXT, Inamura? I think that's his name. Inamura.
Inamura,
Yeah, didn't he come from Noah?
Noah, yeah, dude.
Yeah, they sent him back.
wrestled.
Sent him back.
because they sent them back. Briggs wrestled for. He did like 2 months or a month or two or whatever. I don't know how long he was in there for in Noah. And
He's awesome.
Those two came. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another guy who's been in NXT too long.
Way too long. What's way too long is this commercial break. I'm getting nervous. This is going to be a 5-minute match.
Yeah, you don't think the Goldberg could do this with Logan Paul? Come on.
That's what exactly. Thank
If
you.
it's a 5-minute,
Thank you.
if it's a
Dose.
5-minute match, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is
Thank
a 5-minute
you.
match.
Thank you, John JID2, for the question. Yes, but no, you're right. He could easily do this with Goldberg, dude. Easily.
It's not even a challenge.
And if you add in the shenanigans, like Logan Paul's goofy friends run in, so Goldberg hits like spear, you know, and then like brass knuckles shot.
He takes out ISO 300 or whatever his name is.
Exactly, dude. You could totally make it work.
Good
But I
old
just don't
Gage
know
Goldberg.
I don't know how in 5 minutes, though, they're going to, like, Logan's going to pull Jey Uso's best match out of him. So I retract that statement, and I'll give myself, respectfully, a fucking dummy.
Yeah.
This might be the one match on the show that doesn't have a concrete ending. Could be
They've
a
all
DQ.
had
Who
concrete
knows?
endings like Thud.
Oof. Yeah, you're right. Just a big walloping thud. Like a dead body hitting the ground.
Exactly.
Okay, what is Logan doing? Just muscling him up. Look at this little kid just screaming at Logan, dude. He loves him. Hitting Kenny's shit. Oh, he's hitting Kenny Omega's shit, but cooler. Did you see that? That's Kenny's shit. I swear Shawn Michaels has Logan Paul, like, trained him to be like, do these guys' shit, just do it better than them.
I mean, it's like he's doing Kenny Omega's stuff, but people are saying it.
Exactly. He just did Kenny's shit that you cannot escape. And then he does the buckshot.
Okay. If Logan Paul gets a perm like Kenny Omega's stupid ass hair, I'll become a fan of Logan Paul.
Doesn't really have that much more to go, though. She might be in trouble.
You know, I live dangerously.
Oh, I know.
That's what Arn does.
Turnbuckles off. Okay. Yoshiki, yeah. AAA invading Battleground, that would be fucking fire, Luis Ramirez. That would be fuego, dude. Hot Lucha Summer, dude. Making teas.
I got to tell you, I'm more of a CMLL guy than a AAA guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why is that? Oh, they call it a snapshot lariat, dude. Is this the first time I'm hearing this? Did they do that before? I never knew that they called it.
I haven't heard it before.
Snapshot lariat. Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
What a thumb to the eye of Tony Khan by calling it the snapshot lariat.
It's more of a thumb to an eye to Paige than Tony Khan.
Well, that's true.
I mean,
they gave me
will
this.
take it more personal. Tony will take it more personal.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, they gave me this thing where I can like show you the chat on the side. Like if you guys chat in chat, it'll come up on the side, like over Meltzer's face if you're watching on YouTube. But I keep that shit turned off.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, because you motherfuckers are going to get me canceled, bro, with your crazy ass comments. Or get yourselves canceled. Just kidding. But no, canceling that's a fake thing that comedians say to sell tickets to comedy shows. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, they gave me that option now. Right.
Every channel I've seen that's given that option, they've tried it and they've done the same thing. They've taken it off.
No, I'm never even going to put it on. But how perfect, right over Meltzer's dumb face. And then, yeah, it's a beta thing for StreamYard. So that's good. That's good stuff, pal. Oh, yeah. And someone told me, too, that something to do with like YouTube premium listeners. When listening to the replay of the live show, it can't play in the background. That's a YouTube problem. It's not even a setting or anything.
Look at this. Here we go.
Look at Cena. Yeah, jumping him, dude. This is crazy. But yeah, just letting you guys know that's on YouTube. They'll fix that because they've been rolling out all this new, like, AI will translate your shit stuff. So just give that a bit and that'll be fixed. We have Cena out here, dude, brawling out Jay. So do we get the match?
Yes.
Well, listen, all the dirt sheets are saying it's Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso. Here we go. Cody Rhodes is here.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're gonna get like a
be
Logan
Cena
Paul.
and the Cena and Logan and Travis Scott versus Cody and the two Usos. Have Money in the Bank.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what the sheets were right about. Oh, I was right about that one, Brian, even though I just stole it from someone else's dirt sheet article.
I think he stole it from Pro Wrestling Insider. Mike
Johnson did the work, and then I just reported it and said those inside because there's more than meets the eye.
If Shell Ross Sapp can do it, I almost said Bob Sapp. Good Lord. That's a name for the past. If Sean Ross Sapp can do it, Meltzer can do it. Bob Sapp.
Bob
Remember that
Sapp,
guy?
Dude? Could you imagine? Hey, I'm here with the news.
Oh, they didn't DQ this match. They let it run. That's
well, the ref was KO'd, bud.
Yeah, that's why it should DQ it because he got KO'd. My point. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
But you see what I mean about these shows? They give you just enough at the end to not realize the whole show up until that point was just kind of blech. typical formula they've used over the years. I like it.
Now, will they add Travis Scott to this?
No.
And Jimmy
fuck
Uso?
No, please no. I see Travis Scott again.
Well,
on
it seems
point.
like it's just 2-on-2. So if
That's a good
Travis
thing.
doesn't,
No.
yeah, if
That's a good
Travis
thing.
doesn't come back, then, you guys know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost better if Travis Scott doesn't come back because Cody Rhodes and Jay were tag champs already together. So, you know, that sort of works. It makes sense.
100%, Phil. 100%.
So I didn't even, so the main event, I didn't even put a poll in the chat. I don't give a fuck. I've been drinking beers. God damn it. Who's with me? What?
I've been drinking scotches.
There you go, dude.
Sorry, I don't drink. I apologize.
What?
That's
Damn
all
it, George.
dude.
I don't drink anymore.
Oh, anymore. Okay. Gotcha. I don't drink any less.
Julia Gulia says,
Julia
I love
Gulia.
that Cody's kayfabe street clothes include an ugly jacket with his own name on it. Great observation. That's amazing shit. So is there a goofy press conference for this thing?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
Okay, so what do you guys rate this thing overall? What were your overall thoughts, Georgie Porgy, Grandpapa?
Are we going with the letter grade on this? I give it a C.
Okay, a C. There you go. What was your favorite thing? What was your least favorite thing? Real quick.
I enjoyed the tag team match. That was my favorite, and I did not like the women's match at all.
What do you think, Johnny? Same shit. Give it an overall grade, and then tell me your favorite thing and least favorite thing.
I'm going with the same thing George said. I give it a C. I did not like the women's match, but it was serviceable with Chelsea Green involved. So Zelina Vega doesn't do anything for me in wrestling sense. So that's my caveat in that comment. The best match on the show, I'd have to say that I was most interested in would be the Logan Paul and Jey Uso match. I was just waiting for Cody to come back, and I got what I wanted. So there we are. If I wasn't doing this show with you guys, I don't think I would watch this whole show. I might have dipped out halfway through.
There you go, man. Diggity dipping. Evil Dose, what say you? Chat me up about an overall grade, and then what was the highlight and the low light?
I'm giving it an E because I can't bring myself to an F.
You're a hard man, Dose.
So the D
You're a
minus
hard
seems
man.
too generous. The only match I liked was the first one, and I think the Bronson Reed versus Jeff Cobb thing we discussed at length. But in hindsight, it's just a thing that's going to bother me for a week, and then I'll be done with it. But at least it advanced something that's sort of interesting. The rest of it, I gotta say, I didn't like it. The low light, wow, shit. It's all low. I mean, I didn't want Zelina Vega to win. I thought the Cena Truth match, even if that was going to be the result, it was like 4 minutes, and I hated how they did Drew like that. I mean, you know what? I revive F. I'm giving it an F.
There you go.
An F.
I had more fun talking about it than watching it.
Oh my goodness, an F. Well, I would
What say
say
you,
my
Phil?
overall grade. Yeah, what say me, dude? Okay, so overall grade, I think I give it it was like a B minus B for me. It was like I'd give it like a B minus, you know? It delivered on what it was supposed to do. I just have some problems with the chronology here and the whole Reed Cobb thing. That's gonna irritate the shit out of me forever. Also Zelina, I mean, I don't know. The low light for me, I guess, just looking, I guess the women's match, I suppose, because I just don't care about Zelina as champion. And then the best part of it, the tag match was good. The cage match was good too. I mean, the finish was like, wow, but it was the match itself was like fine, you know. I don't know. I like the truth shit was popping me. You guys heard it live on the show. I was popping for the truth stuff. So yeah, I give it like a B overall. And then I'd say that the main event, I guess, where Cena ran out, that was the highlight. That was the most intriguing aspect of it for me there, because I said it before. I was like, yeah, maybe we don't get a Cody Rhodes thing, but it makes sense why they formatted it, because Cena was going to run back out in the main event. And of course, we didn't know that. So I guess, as Vince Russo would say, bro, we got Swerved. Scully Vibes for 5 says, what's the vibes is I have to rewatch SNME later, popping in to show love. Thank you, brother. Shout out Dose and the other guests, the Old Horseman. Is that
Yeah.
Bottles? Yes, that is Johnny
Bottles.
Bottles. And we have George. Don Wayne was up in here, and we have Dose, and they are the Old Horsemen. And I assembled them
Yes.
here on this panel
We
for
assembled.
you guys today.
Good more than
booking,
meets the
sir.
eye.
Good job.
Yes, so thank you, and you'll enjoy it, dude. You'll have a fun time. Solid B show, I would say, or an F if you were Dose, I suppose. So, okay, so I guess we're still hanging out. Do you guys want to chill with me and react to some more WWE news before we get out of here, or what?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
let's fucking do it, man. And I appreciate you all still hanging out. We have some more headlines that we didn't necessarily get to here. Some of these things here actually haven't.
I mean, the
updated.
Horsemen, we have to charge the ring and start laying kicks down on someone. We have to put the boots to people.
Right. Well, I thought
And
you
sucking dogs.
I thought you were going to do that when Cena hit the ring.
We'll get a
That was
baseball
my
bat, break
prediction.
an arm.
Plus,
Oh, my
tomorrow's Sunday, so we can all sleep late.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think I'm on earlier time than most other folks. I know Bischoff's live and stuff like that, but oh, hell, pal, we're going to hang out here for a bit and let's react to some more headlines, I guess, while I got some fellas with me. And yeah, we're going to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we do here is we play a breaking news sound. Once again, it's made the show like... So Zoe Stark had a gruesome injury happen to her. I'm sure you all saw it on Monday Night Raw. And she says, wow, the love and support means more to me than you'll ever know. What hurts more than my knee is knowing I won't be able to perform for all of you for a while. I love what you do, and I'm blessed to do this. As the saying goes, the comeback is greater than the setback. Love you guys, Stark Marks. Hey, that's a good one. Phil S. Marks, Phil Stark Marks, conspiracy. Yeah, the gruesome injury. It was what it was. I hope she'll be back. People were like online. I saw some sickos being like, this is Triple H's fault. He should have released her and stuff. Like the darkest, most morbid take you could have on the whole situation.
How hateful do you have to be to make a
I
comment
know,
like
dude.
that?
So, what do y'all think about that? I guess, Johnny, you're going off. Like, what do you think about Stark's injury there and her, I guess, her response in the IWC? A lot of people being morbid about it, like trying to put blame on Triple H and other people.
Wow, they're just this whole week, everybody's shitting on Triple H, blaming him for everything. If there's a drought in Kansas, blame Triple H, that sort of thing. I just think that Zoe Stark's very fortunate. She still had a job when they fired everyone else that was in the trio she was in that faction she was in. And it was very unfortunate that it happened to her. When you see Zoe Stark in the ring, she rushes the match, her spots. She goes through them so quickly that she's stiff with people, not meaning to be, for what I see, but it's because she's so excited trying to get herself over. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Everyone tries to get themselves over. It seems like it was a spot, that missile drop kick, springboard off the top rope, that they said, that's great. Keep on doing that. That's a great spot. That's a great spot. And she rushed in this match with a returning Kairi Sane. And unfortunately, we got what we got. It was a bad knee to begin with. The one she destroyed at NXT. She was gone for almost a year then. And now, I don't know if she's going to be back. I don't know if they would release her at the end of her convalescence for this injury, like they did with Carl Anderson. He had a torn pec, I believe.
Yeah.
And he had surgery. And they said, well, you're going to be back in 90 days. Okay, well, we're going to cut you, and that 90 days will count towards your convalescence, and you can go anywhere you want after that.
So, Dose, what did you make of some people that I saw online saying Kairi Sane? I saw JD. He was over there. Now he's over. He was like, Kairi Sane was over there, and she's supposed to be over here now. Oh, and apparently he was like Kairi Sane. Apparently he was like, Kairi Sane was nowhere near where she was supposed to be. What do you think of that assessment? Was it Kairi's fault? Whose fault was this, Dose?
I'm not going to be JD. I don't pretend to know any of those things. I don't pretend to know where someone's supposed to be in the
Right.
course, unless it's an obvious spot, unless it's like, when that guy, Leo Slater, whatever his name is, jumped down and like nobody caught him. I mean,
Yeah.
those things are obvious, but, and listen, injuries happen. So like trying to cast blame on it all the time is absurd. I mean, we just heard the one analysis where it might have been Zoe. Maybe she rushes. Maybe her knee just is bad. Maybe she should change her offense. I don't know. I'm not going to attribute any blame to it. Plus, it doesn't matter because Meltzer said the whole injury is a work. So
Exactly. It's a
what are people gonna
work.
get upset about? She's fine. She's in Hawaii.
She's in Hawaii. She's living it up in Hawaii right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So Lindsay Dorado is on NXT Evolve or WWE Evolve, I guess, and he's taking on Jackson Drake and Jordan Oasis in a triple threat play-in match to get a shot at this title. Have you guys been keeping up with Evolve?
Excuse me.
I do not.
No.
Excuse me. I am a co-host of the best, premier, and possibly only podcast dedicated to Evolve, A Dose of Chocolate.
Excellent. So, and I appreciate you saying that. So, A Dose of Chocolate it's dedicated to Evolve, and I know you love NXT like I do. Evolve is sort of an extension of that. However, I got to be honest, Dose, I haven't. It's like what I throw on when I'm going to sleep. It's like some MLW shows I'll throw on like while I'm like closing my eyes and shit. I'll just listen to it. Evolve is, I'll focus on Dynamite because I do my live show and people tune in to hear me talk about AEW more so than I think Evolve, although a lot of my chats like, you should watch Evolve. Now, Lindsay Dorado's back. Some people are taken back by that a little bit. Apparently, this Corey Hayes, I believe he's a dirt sheet writer. Lindsay Dorado, for those of you unaware, I mean, he's been working behind the scenes with WWE for a while now, and he's worked house shows. He's also, I think he makes gear for some of the guys.
He does.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is your take, Dose? You, and of course, with A Dose of Chocolate, and I implore everybody to check it out. Evolve. Your thoughts on Evolve overall, and then a guy like Lindsay coming in, does that bother you at all? Some people are like, oh, he knows Chase and Rants, and it's like a lot of people do, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that can be held against him. A lot of people know that guy. So
everybody in wrestling knows Chase.
Everyone who's ever been in Florida wrestling in any, you know what I mean? Like gone through Florida or whatever, you fucking know this guy. So it's like, yeah. So what do you make of all of this? Is this a triggering thing for you? Are you down seeing Lindsay Dorado, who's obviously going to help get young people over? Jackson Drake also, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that like that JD Drake guy from AEW's brother or something like that?
I think he might be, but isn't one? But one of them is Scottish. Jackson Drake is clearly not Scottish, so yeah. I'm not really sure. Lindsay Dorado has not been on or mentioned on Evolve prior to the announcement of this match, so I was surprised. I'm not saying I don't think I knew he was with WWE, but a lot of people said he's been back. He's been working in the back, like you guys said. He makes some of the gear, and I didn't know he was doing house shows. That said, these guys are rookies, so there has to be a ring general in every match, and people coming from the main roster to Evolve or NXT to Evolve has sort of been a kiss of death. It sort of like seems like your last chance. So Lindsay Dorado, who is not an active competitor on TV, at least this is not a kiss of death for him.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's fine. Also, listen, Jackson Drake, if you're an AEW like old-time Ring of Honor fan, you'll like him because he's very skinny, he's small, he looks like a lifeguard, but he's very good. He's very crisp in his moves. He's a good professional wrestler. I don't like him because he's small, but Lindsay Dorado can keep up with him. Jordan Oasis is more of a typical sort of ground game, kind of wrestler. So Lindsay's in there to keep the pace. But Evolve. So the thing about Evolve is that I think they taped it all over 3 or 4 days, like 3 months ago. So there's people who are released like Danny Palmer and Javier Bernal and Gallus who have been on episodes and are still referenced and part of stories. They didn't get the chronology quite right in some of the commentary and outfits, and and the booking is a little bit like NWA and a little bit like Vince, where you sort of get the do-si-do where people they revisit the same feuds or things over and over. But you have to, it's single A. It's developmental. So I don't know if you guys don't want to watch it. I can't really blame you. It's okay if you love wrestling or you just want to see the kids develop. But listen, just go to the Wrestling Soup and Friendos or the Don Rald's White Chocolate YouTube channel, and you don't have to pay attention. You can listen to A Dose of Chocolate, put it on double speed. You should listen just for our theme song alone. It's fantastic.
It's like what you guys do with Dynamite. You just listen to your boy Phil talk about it instead of fucking Excalibur yelling while the matches go on, right? So that's what you can do with Evolve if you're
how many of those people in Evolve are ready for NXT then, Dose?
Great question.
I would say one is true. Sean Legacy, who pretty much is on NXT.
Yeah,
now
he was on already.
He had a match with Lexus King. He's better than Lexus King, like a lot, which isn't saying much, but he's better than Lexus King. Excuse me. Some of these guys, skill-wise, are, and guys, it's gender neutral, but there are some young raw talents here that they're athletes, and it's sort of like NXT Prime. The women are rich with talent and skills and accolades. The men are a little bit behind, but they've got a couple of like Haas. They've got a guy named Harlem Lewis and a guy named Keanu Carver. Keanu Carver is going to be a killer if he can keep the Samoans from killing him on Twitter and in real life. Troy Yearwood from LFG, he is now on Evolve. You've seen him on NXT and Security.
Yes. And I was just gonna say, sorry to interrupt, but LFG's much the same way, where the women are much more like have depth, I'd say, than the guys do.
It's funny. As well. The thing is, I think on LFG, there were 3 women who I think are really good, and there's one who's so good looking they should invest in her. But I thought that like 6 of the guys had potential. I mean, some of them are far and away, like actually 8 for 8 of them could probably be in there. And Cutler James, who got cut, is in
NXT. And you know what? Here's the thing, man. Him and BJ Ray and Zena Sterling and these people, they were like a bunch of them on LFG a year ago on a show called WWE Next Gen. They were all on that show. It's a Roku reality show. They were all on it. They already did the BJ Ray Cutler feud. They got in a shoot fight in the PC, quote unquote, a shoot fight. You know, they've already done all of that. And Cutler's already on NXT. And like before he even got cut off the LFG show, which works into his gimmick. And all of these people are already gonna be in WWE in some capacity. Like these are all people that are already on like developmental deals, and then they get put on TV. So we got to remember that. I say it's like the Ultimate Fighter. If you've ever watched that reality show with the UFC, everyone on the show, they get quote unquote eliminated, but they all get a shot at the UFC after. You know, in the end, they all get a fight. You know, they get signed to at least a fight.
I can tell you,
with WWE.
They should just put an executioner hood on her and have Bailey Humphries be the China of the new Paul Heyman.
I know. That's who I would have picked to win the whole thing personally.
She's so good, and she's
so good,
and she's so big. Her body, it's like it's freakish. So I mean, it's just amazing. So, Evolve, it's okay. It's corny, but you know, it's fun.
We got a super chat here. Rabid Wolverines LC Killer 17 for 2 says SNME has too many commercials. Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, you could say that about all TV. Yeah. Thank you for that. And yeah, you guys agree or what? Too many commercials? Obviously. Yeah. So Natty Neidhart comments on what she does to other women in the industry. And she said this on Busted Open, and she's snapping. So hopefully, she's saying, like, hopefully I can bring some of my GCW Natty Neidhart gimmick over to WWE, you know?
I did for Kenzie what I've done for many people in the industry. And if I'm going to talk the talk, I'm going to remind you guys of the walks that I've walked.
And she put Kenzie Page over in NWA, by the way, which is like, I said too, that was the right thing to do. Especially if Gail Kim, like, she bailed out last minute sick. of the match, so she couldn't guest ref it. Now, if she was guest reffing and you had Natty win to build to like a big moment for NWA where you get Gail versus Natty for that title, okay, do that. I mean, if Billy Corgan and WWE would allow that, do that. But Gail Kim bailed out, and then it's like, okay, you just have to put Kenzie over on Natty. You have to fucking do that. I'm not even following Kenzie Page that close, but that's the right thing to do. And Natty, the consummate profesh.
You look at Charlotte Flair. Charlotte wasn't able to be Charlotte until I brought out a different side in her. So I was able to do that. I gave Charlotte the natty rub. And Charlotte is a very close friend of mine. I absolutely love her and I respect the shit out of Charlotte. But Charlotte talks about it all the time. When I had that match with her at TakeOver in 2014, I brought out a different side of her, a side of her that she didn't know existed. So I did the same thing for Kenzie. I did the exact same thing for Kenzie. Kenzie is in her early 20s, and she got to understand about who the fuck I am. I got to run circles around Kenzie.
The natty rub? What is that? Like jerking off with no Vaseline? Sorry.
I'm 42 years old running circles around a 20-year-old girl. And that's why when you train in the dungeon, you learn how to fight for your life. Kenzie didn't realize when she was wrestling me that I love the taste of blood in my mouth. I love bruises underneath my clothes.
Blood in your mouth? What is this, like on your period?
Just like JD from Memoirs here.
Man.
Oh my God! You
live for this.
You went there.
I did for Kenzie.
Sorry, guy. What is it, like that time of the month? Oh, so the NXT Ray. I'm sorry. So sorry.
She'll never be able to do that stuff on the main roster.
Did Natty always have that lisp, or is that from all the collagen in her lips and tongue?
Is that no? It's because I put on my goo in that. No, I'm so sorry. I gotta stop now. But
oh my God.
No, dude, the lisp. I never noticed it. I don't know. I don't know. Does she have a lisp? I didn't.
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, I'd never heard it before. So it must be the collagen in her lips and gums.
You don't notice the lips when it's in her mouth. Oh.
Okay. All right. Now that was just distasteful. No,
I didn't say anything.
It's also inaccurate. I mean, the lips are an important part
is
of that.
Is it lisp or like is her mouth full? Oh,
that's where I was going.
Then the evening went spiraling downward.
NXT ratings were 697,000. They did a 0.13 in the key demo, Brian, and then AEW did like 500 and whatever thousand. Your thoughts on this panel? Just let me, Johnny. What are your thoughts on this NXT rating and them like demolishing Dynamite again? And then Dave Meltzer saying like, "Oh, people were watching basketball," but there was basketball on Tuesday too, wasn't there?
I believe so.
More certain there was. It's all playoffs, yeah. So I don't know if it's the same
NXT.
time.
NXT's in more houses. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
That's what Meltzer's big argument is all the time.
Well, his other big argument is that there's like 733 million people watching on Max.
Yes. So many of these viewers that never knew they liked AEW before, and then he saw it on Max and said, "What's this AEW? Let's watch this."
Wealthy ones.
It's garbage. Well, the wealthy ones for the amount they can afford.
I mean, do you want to watch the White Lotus? No, let's check out this AEW.
Yeah, I'd rather watch that. Yeah, screw the White Lotus. It's look, CW and NXT. Who would have thought those two things going together would be such a fantastic mix? Who would have thought that CW would be elevated so much by NXT? Who would have thought 697,000 people would be watching this show every Tuesday night, basically on average, maybe 650, 690. 697 is a high, but who would have thought that? Who would have thought that AEW's rating would crater to, what was it, Phil, 575,000?
Yeah, like 575. Yeah,
I'm the answer to both of those questions. So
yes, go let Dose go. Yeah, he'll know.
I mean, I think that NXT might get to 1 million at some point, and AEW. I've said at the beginning that when all is said and done, this is a 500,000 to 750,000 person product.
Yeah.
Dose, let me ask you this question: where are the viewers going? At one point in time, they were doing well when Punk was in the company. Did 1 million. Ashley's not there anymore.
Well. Let me ask it this. Let me ask you this way. First they was over here. Now they're over there. Now. Oh. over there with the bad guys. No, what? Yeah, but Dose, for real. Where are they going? Are they watching? They're watching foot. They're just all went to streaming. Well, we know young people. They don't password share with their moms, Brian. They actually all just watch on digital and streaming.
I mean, well, there's some people that just leave wrestling. There's some new fans, and then there's people who try. I mean, some of the people they heard TNA is doing better, so they check out TNA. MLW is definitely like their YouTube streams are doubling. They years ago they did fine, but like for like 18 to 8 months ago, they were generally doing like 60 to 85,000 on YouTube. Like after 2 weeks, now they're doing like 180,000, 200,000.
AEW is.
Yeah.
Okay, so those
NWA
numbers-
is picking up some people. So, the wrestling fandom, it's sort of like a pillow. It doesn't really change. You just punch one part of it and some of it goes down and some of it puffs up here.
Do you guys think that NWA will get a handout or hand up rather, much the way TNA has gotten one from WWE? You think they'll get one from WWE? Or let's say, Billy, come here, let's talk.
Anything's possible these days.
I
Anything's
do.
possible.
That's true.
Because of Wade Barrett and Nick Aldis and Mickey James.
Right.
Mickey didn't leave Nick actually didn't leave on good terms. But I think NWA, because of its lineage, I know people say the library, but I don't think it's really the library as it is the history.
Yeah.
I think, yes, I think the Natty thing, but this is low impact. I mean, the only thing that's keeping NWA from like jumping at whatever they say is the fact that Billy Corgan keeps sending the Smashing Pumpkins out on concert, and if they won't do it, he does a solo concert playing their songs, and then he licenses their music to every commercial, TV show, and movie you see, because he's like the Paul McCartney of it. He owns all their shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's the
Dude.
modern day Gene Simmons.
Billy Corgan's fucking awesome. Here's LJ Cleary chilling with CM Punk. And Husey posted the picture. I was talking about it on the show. This is Lyra Valkyria's husband.
Mm-hmm.
And Husey, I was talking about it on the show. He was chilling with him and he's like sending me pictures. And I was like, I don't know if I should share these, but he posted one of them publicly. So I might have bookmarked it. But yeah, he's been training with Punk and Ace Steel and Joe Hendry, I think, linked up with them as well. And so just a good connection of fellows there. And yeah, hopefully we see him down the line. Mr.
Europe.
Kennedy, yes, NXT Europe, exactly. So Mr. Kennedy, Ken Anderson, has revealed a significant change in his perspective on a potential return to WWE. Of course he has.
Yeah.
During a recent interview with Giga Chad Chris Van Vliet, he said, "When I was at TNA, I was like, I'll never go back there. I'll never work for them again." Now it's changed because Vince is gone. He'd get his job back. I would definitely go back now. Not trying to laugh at him, but he did train Tiffy, I believe, right? Trained Tiffany Stratton. I'm pretty sure of that. Instead of looking at myself, I was looking at this person did this and that person did that, and they screwed me. At some point, I realized I play a huge hand in all that. So with Vince McMahon gone, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. A lot of negativity around things that I was doing, my attitude, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he trained Tiffy. And do you guys want to see a Mr. Anderson return, or what would he even do? Ring announce?
I don't care.
Ring announcer on NXT.
He did his thing. We all liked it. Time's passed. Move on.
Yeah, he could do commentary. I mean, I don't care, but I mean, I'm not one to laugh at him either. But I mean, of course he would go back. I mean, he's got to be what, 44, 45 now. I mean, wouldn't it be great to he's probably not particularly skilled in anything else. So why not get a 6 or 7 figure contract? But whatever. I don't really see any role for him. But okay.
Monkey Balls for 5 says, so much fake outrage about Mania moving. If I was willing to mortgage my house for tickets, I'd rather go to Vegas anyway. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of fake outrage about it. There's a lot of legit outrage about it too. Like, I'm not going to shit all over fans and everything for being like, no, it would be, but they don't care. Like, the ones who can afford or are able to go are going to go. Doesn't matter what city it's in. They're just going to go anyways. So
go to Money in the Bank. And
yeah,
go to New Orleans anyway.
Yeah, like if it's local to you and you go, and like that's awesome. But I just think Vegas is the entertainment hub, you know. And if you look at like tourism, I mean, the only places ahead of Vegas in the States are places with like you know, New York gets more tourism, but there's like the Statue of Liberty, you know, there's things to see there. As far as entertainment, that's why it's like in the top, I want to say like 3 to 5. I know I'm a Canadian here, but talking about the hey, my guys, talking about the
Orlando is
fucking
probably the
America
only
here, but
other
it's like in the top
destination.
5 tourism, and there's a reason for that, and it's entertainment based, whereas the rest, I believe, are like monuments and shit, you know, things like that to go see, like actual. That's why they get more tourism there, and also like when you're like in New York or international flights are more prevalent as well. So you might get more international tourism, but it's not like Las Vegas has any shortage of, they have millions of people internationally who visit them every year too. So yeah, I don't know. I think people are outraged. Maybe if you plan to go to New Orleans, I think a bunch of indies already planned a bunch of shows around there as well. I think what's fucked up is WWE announced it, then just changed out of nowhere. That's pretty fucked up.
The Rock announced it.
Right. That would be my only criticism. And that's a great point, though. That is a great point that you just brought up, right? Could have been going into business for himself. And he came out with the whole Lil Wayne shit and all that. So that's fucked up. However, like objectively, if we're gonna argue all the time, well, look at who's doing the better business. They're the best shit. Well, then we gotta, I guess, praise them when they do the better business, best shit for business. You know what I mean? At the same token. So I don't know. As a fan, it affects me none. I'll be watching likely from my couch again. So Maddie for 2 says White Lotus? White Lotus? Is that like the natty rub? 18 to 45. Is that like the key demo, or is that like your preference? Oh, go. White load us, you sick son of a bitch. That's not even funny. I don't know why I laughed at that. Now Fall from Malaysia. Is Ostrich a top 5 wrestler? Draw abilities promo. No. Could be. But right now, no, he's not a draw. What do you guys say? Is he a draw abilities and promo wise?
Wow.
He's not even a draw in AEW. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
The data is objective.
Those promos are embarrassing.
I think his promos can be good, though, if you focus them. If he went to WWE, his skills and his promo shit would get focused, and they'd market him the right way to where it would translate way better to people who find him cringe.
Yeah, first of all, dress like a professional when you come out there. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
No. He looks like Will, the DoorDash driver.
Yeah, just come
here's
out.
Your chili and here's your chili, mate. Here's your burgers.
Yeah. Oh, bruv, the burger went upside down, bruv, and then it fall down, and then it came back up, bruv.
Because he has like a bad school system 7th grade education level tops. He couldn't be in WWE. He couldn't cut a promo. He can't focus or concentrate.
Exactly right.
He's got neurological or cognitive disabilities, and the only thing he can fixate on. I mean, the truth is that he keeps answering the same question about how bad WWE is and how good AEW is. He keeps saying it. He's revealing the truth is the exact opposite, and he can't help himself because he's like Meltzer. He's got the same condition where he's convinced himself of this false narrative, so he's got to babble his lie over and over again.
Yeah.
So if Dave Meltzer was a pro wrestler, he would be Will Ospreay.
Yes.
He wishes, yeah, if he could build himself into one, yeah. Yeah, I've been talking about it too a lot, how Will Ospreay doesn't understand that these dirt sheet fucking geeks as well just interview him, and the most interesting thing about him is what he'll say about WWE, and now they don't even care about you, bruv. They're just interviewing you now so that you'll say shit about WWE so they can get their clicks, and they just don't even actually give a fuck about what you have to say other than that, and now that's the most interesting thing about you. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty fucked up how you let that happen, and how nobody professional in AEW came to you and was like, stop that. Talk about your fucking match with Hangman.
They love people saying that. But listen, Will, God bless you for getting retirement money. Hopefully you're smart enough to get a financial planner and invest well.
Yes. Speaking of good investments, Liv Morgan donated to Stephanie McMahon's daughter's animal rescue charity. And Stephanie McMahon says, my daughter has an animal rescue, and though this experience, Liv saving a stray cat in Saudi Arabia, Liv, I guess, realized that she loves rescuing animals, and she donated to my daughter's charity, which I thought was really sweet. Thought that was cool. Obviously has a big heart. We know that. Goldberg says he has approved some creative plans leading up to his WWE retirement match, which will take place in the South. Allegedly, there is a event taking place in like Georgia or some shit.
Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Not New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly. And people are saying like, oh, it's probably this event then. And he's saying it's going to be in the South. This gives me the opportunity to put a stamp on my career in front of the people I care about the most. Or I
Does
care
he
the most
mean
about.
Saudi Arabia?
No, it'll be against Hogan. It'll be against Hogan in the Dome, brother.
It's got to be in Atlanta, though.
Yes.
And then against who? Like Cena, Logan Paul, something like that. It's just got to be a big name, make him look good. NXT Shawn Michaels comments on why tag team wrestling isn't as prominent in WWE nowadays. And I just think this is a fucking L, because I'll explain why in a second. But he says, nowadays we've got a lot of tag teams still, but I don't know how many of them are 100% tag teams, as opposed to maybe two guys that look like singles wrestlers, but they form a tag team. I think that was also a time when people enjoyed tag team wrestling and tag team packages. Dude, they still do. And I think times have changed a bit to where now people understand that individual superstars are the ones that kind of make everything tick here in WWE. I disagree. So I think tag teams are still a prevalent part. I know they are here in NXT. We agree with that. I think we all have our favorite time, and we all have a time that we're biased to. I have mine as well. So you're not alone in that aspect, in that respect. So, okay, here's the thing. Fraxium is individuals. You either have to make a cruiserweight division, or they're fucking jobbers who can go to AAA and wrestle in it. You know what I mean? Like, they're just random nobodies. Or together, they could have a generational run on with those SmackDown tag belts like they did in NXT, holding them for like a fucking year or whatever. They could do the same thing on SmackDown. No one would bat an eyelash or get mad at that because it's tag team wrestling. But if you were to split them up, especially with no light heavyweight or cruiserweight division, they would just, like, come on, man. In WWE, they would become they'd become Pete Dunne, you know? That'd be the highest they get. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. And I just think they should focus more on tag teams, especially with a bloated ass roster. Well, if we have tag divisions, we can fucking work more guys. And if we really establish people as teams, then it's when they do split up, it means more if that's what they're called to do. You know, it's not like Montez Ford gets hurt any if he eventually splits up, but it's not like I view him as more than just a tag guy right now with Angelo Dawkins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think people nowadays really want to see tag teams more than ever, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree with
I like the tag team concept, like the Steiners, all that stuff, shit from the old days that people like. People want to see that now, and they're not getting it. I'd like to see it with you, Phil. I'm with you 100%.
Dude, hell yeah. And with the women, how about? Like, where's the first women's team that's like, we're demolition, bitch? Like, we're just
there's
fucking two peas in a pod, dude, and we just do tag team moves. Like, where is that? KC2? Oh, they got released. All right, fuck you. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels is just espousing what Vince McMahon has been trying to change the industry for 20-something years now, to kill tag team wrestling, because he always saw it as there's one star, or maybe there's two, and break up tag teams. He's the one who started putting mishmash teams together with the Rock and Sock, and some of them work, but it's just not true. The Road Warriors, Demolition, the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, people love tag teams, and if someone graduates, that's fine. Owen Hart then joined Jim Neidhart. It didn't really hurt things. So, the Freebirds, the Von Erichs, it's all good. And they've had it. They've had Toxic Attraction, and they've had good tag teams, and they just break them up. They fire somebody. So WWE is probably the company most responsible for killing tag team wrestling.
People want to see it. Phil just said people want to see it. He wants to see it. I want to see it. Just give me something to see.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. I love that. So JC Mateo has confirmed the timeline of his New Japan exit. He said, I still stayed with them for 2 more months. So this is why they slapped the tag titles on him. He stayed with them for 2 more months after his contract expired. He was not under contract. It was like a handshake kind of thing, and his WWE contract was being finalized. Then it went into effect April 21. My last NJPW match was 19. May 10 was my official debut. So quickly, happened pretty quickly, the transition there. And I guess shout out New Japan, but they tried to give him like the strap, so to persuade him, obviously, is what it kind of seems like. El Grande Americano's mask, you don't think?
No, I think you should say you fucking marks. I mean, people, professional wrestlers don't stay in wrestling because they get a title.
Right. Well, then why did New Japan go, well, we're going to give you these tag belts just to like...
Because they're fucking marks.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Right.
Exactly.
El Grande Americano's mask has sold out, and there's a bunch of triggered 19 and 18-year-olds on Twitter today crying about the cultural appropriation of that, and stupid. They can... yeah, that's very stupid. Josh Alexander turned down a pitched run in NXT. So he said there were rumblings of 2 that I'd heard about after the fact that were denied by management for whatever political reason there was. Them not wanting me to lose or something like that. Then there was 1 offer on the table for me to do a big run and then wrestle for the title on a pay-per-view or a stand and deliver, I think it was. I had actually turned that down because it just didn't fit with what my goals were coming up into contract time and stuff like that with negotiations coming up. So he just was, listen, Josh Alexander's older. He was just going to take that big Tony Khan money and go work with his boy Scott D'Amore in Maple Leaf Pro, where he's the world champion, and he's going to make tremendous money. He doesn't have to worry about shit. And I don't blame him, because he would just be a mid-lower guy in WWE. Let's be fucking honest. Like, maybe he'd wrestle for the NXT title, but then how long does that last before they just send him up to the main roster? Or... I mean, they already have shoot wrestler, amateur wrestler type guys. I've gone over this a bunch with Tyra May Steele from LFG as well. It's like there's so many people with that gimmick already of like, I'm the shoot wrestler guy. So, yeah, I don't know. I think AEW is the best fit for him, and they're using him a lot. So good on him. Not hating whatsoever. Are you guys fond of Josh Alexander?
No, and I have to believe that narrative. If there's much truth to it at all, I think it must have been while he was with TNA Impact, and they were doing. And I think they were going to loan him to NXT, or he would, get that Jordan Grace thing where they pay him to be on NXT.
Yes,
in an
that's
NXT
what he's referring
program.
to.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking about afterwards. So
yeah,
okay, fine, whatever.
What about you, Johnny?
Josh Alexander can have fun in Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, and he'll be the king of Collision. He'll be relegated to there, and then he'll fall off a Collision. He'll be a Ring of Honor for a while until the contract runs out. He made, like you guys said, he made a smart move. Older guy, bad look, looks horrible. He's in shape, but
looks
the gear,
horrible. He says, "Oh,
he does. He's got the gear. He's got the headgear. He's got
one ear.
He's got he's got a cauliflower ear that fell off. They sewed it back on or something like that, I heard. He's got to wear that headgear when he wrestles so he doesn't destroy it completely. And it's just it's an oddball look. Maybe about 15, 20 years ago, he could have been, in WCW or what. I don't know. It's maybe back in the Crockett era. He's
150 pounds. He would have been in the Fantastics.
He could have been in the Fantastics. He's not that good looking. He didn't have the bleach blonde hair.
True.
But I could see him being in the Varsity Club with Dr. Death and Rick Steiner and Mike Rotundo. He could be tagging with Mike Rotundo back in that era. But in this era nowadays, he just looks too goofy. And I don't know. That's my take on Josh Alexander. I've seen him wrestle before, familiar with his work, and good technician in the ring, but he's in the wrong place to be a good technician in the ring, because he's not going to be valued in AEW whatsoever. He was just bought as an action figure off the shelf at Walmart because the guy who bought him can buy him.
Oh, no, that's not true. I use him. I play with him every day. I mean, I signed him.
Yes.
Roman Reigns has surpassed 10 million followers on Instagram, becoming the 7th WWE superstar to reach that milestone. So acknowledge him. Vince McMahon is not on speaking terms with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, claims Jonathan Coachman.
He claims
so
a lot,
Coachman's been shooting from the hip, and he's been very critical of WWE, and he seems to have an inside direct contact with Vince, is what he sort of makes it seem like, and he's super critical of current WWE. I wonder why, chat. I wonder why Coach is saying the shit he's saying lately. While
bitter.
he's fucking texting Vince on the side and relaying shit like this. And then lastly, to cheer us all up, we have Waller and Theory and Io Sky blowing kids' minds at a hospital, and it absolutely made their day.
Do the kids know who they are?
Absolutely. Watch this kid lose his shit when he sees Io Sky. Like, absolutely lose his fucking mind.
What's up, legend? How you doing? Oh, he's doing good. Oh, I'll give you a little hug, man. It's so good to see you, man. What's up, buddy? Look at this. How we doing? All right. Yeah. These guys. What's up, some dirty dog? What's up, hug? What's up?
The kid said, "Aren't you the two guys that never win matches?"
You're a fucking hater, dude. You guys are hating on Make-A-Wish kids, and I'm not here for it, Eric.
Yeah, what these guys do go into the hospitals, man, the emotional stuff, it's very brave of them. I applaud them.
Yes, we applaud them, and also applaud WWE News, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, folks, we've been streaming for goddamn near 4 hours. I'm going to be live tomorrow for NXT Battleground versus AEW Double or Nothing. I'll be watching them side by side. I'll be drinking some beers. Yeah, might even eat a glizzy or two. What? Chat, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Make sure you follow my friends. So Johnny Bottles and Don Wayne, you can find them at Johnny_Bottles with a Z on X, and Bust and Move on X, or youtube.com/@ SC Maniacs. They're the Squared Circle Maniacs. Johnny Bottles, thank you for being here tonight. Is there anything you want to plug?
No, I'd just like to say thank you, guys. I've never met Dose or George before, and thank you guys for having me on the show. Greatly appreciate it.
We've talked behind the scenes.
We have talked behind the scenes, yes, just in
There you
text.
go.
But this is the first, not face-to-face, of course, right now, but verbally to verbally.
A pleasure was mine.
Yeah, I appreciate you. George, the pleasure's mine to have you here as well. Vintage George Capture. You can find him at George Capture on X, and Alt Jake Takes on YouTube channel.
Yep.
Thank you for being here. The top mod of the top pod. Anything else you want to plug or what, buddy?
No, I appreciate you even having me, dude. You know how much I love it. So
well, SNME, man, it's the old horseman. I feel like that's the panel. Evil Dose, you can find him at Dose Evil on X, and Dose of Chocolate, and the other plethora of shows you do and shit. What else? Is there anything you want to plug, my guy? Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Nice meeting the guys I haven't met before. I think this whole horseman thing is sort of fun. I'm a little bit upset that I'm not the oldest guy that's not like a corporate, wrestling kind of guy, like, Bart or Eric or, whatever. Anyway, I do a lot of stuff. I did a show with Marie Shadows today for her show. We reviewed MLW's Azteca Lucha, and most of the MLW shows that they're 2-hour shows or so that make it to YouTube. We do a review for that. My podcast is Garden of Thought, but that's sort of a misnomer because there's actually sort of like 3 personalities under that show, like the 3 faces of Foley. But you just subscribe to Garden of Thought, you'll get all 3. But I just dropped a show with my co-host Mr. Thomas from MLW Wrestling, and our guest was Kaya McKenna, the witch, indie wrestler.
Has she been WWE ID'd, bro? These sickos won't know unless she's been ID'd.
She has not.
It's ruined the indies. It's ruined the indies. I'm just joking, bro. Come on.
And I'm going to do an NXT Battleground review with Drew Yari tomorrow, and that'll be on Wrestling Soup Discord as well.
Okay, you 6 sons of bitches, you know where to find me. I am Phil Marks. You can find me at Pro Wrestle Times, Pro Wrestle Clips. Keep running up the likes, the subscriptions. I appreciate you all. We're almost at 7K on the main channel. We're almost at 2K on the other channel. I love you. Tomorrow, more streaming with me and my friends. So make sure you tune in. It will be a fucking shindig, screen to screen battleground, Double or Nothing, touching tips. Relax, guys. I love you. I don't know. I'm losing my shit. I'm drunk. I'm buzzing. You guys can't tell.
Buzzing? Yeah.
I love you all. Thanks for being here. And yeah, drink lots of water. It's getting hot out there. Take good care of each other. And until next time, I will see you in the Upside Down. Peace.
Mahalo.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah.
You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing Meltzer.
Know that Smackdown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
what's the point?
The point is Smackdown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We have just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
let me have my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye. Boom.
You gotta run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we have just secured the bag.
But you gotta promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. You'll be like my favorite movie. Smackdown. So great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
To keep themselves safe.
It's time for Jim Cornette's Strike Through, sponsored by Stephen P. New.